has a touchdown upside. He's going to get the same amount of catches. Maybe Keenan Allen might get more catches, but touchdown upside on the Saints, high-powered offense. Michael Thomas, steal to me.
So last two picks, guys, we got was Michael Thomas and who else?
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
With the Chiefs. That was a little bit early for me.
So,
I do like
Coleman,
him a lot for this season. I would have gone third, fourth round, not necessarily second round there.
So,
guys,
Tank, who you just picked, bro?
Hey guys, we fixed the technical difficulties, so you can see our draft board on YouTube Live.
So if you want to see the draft board, you can go to YouTube Live to the Pigskin Dynasty. Wait. Don't make me lie, Big Sexy.
Yeah.
Like, I just have a hard time connecting.
Okay. So we think the draft board is back up. If you want to see the draft board live,
let me check.
you can go to the YouTube
I still have
Pigskin
9
Dynasty.
picks. I have 9 picks left.
If you want to see us banter back and forth, we're here on Flag on the Play. So it's up to you guys. Devontae Freeman just went. That was you, Tank, right? Yeah. Tank went to Devontae Freeman. Tank, now what's your strategy? Why did you pick Devontae Freeman?
I need a running back.
It's up. It is up.
Running back sound important.
It is up.
So there it is, live look. So if you go to the YouTube, guys, you can check out the draft board.
It's up. It's
on
up.
the Flag on the Play Facebook page right here. We're just.
So I just want to say, first of all, I just want to say thanks to Coleman. He kind of powered through that. You're a beast, Coleman. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Shout out to Big Sexy for getting it done.
Yeah. Look at, he has a swag too.
Yeah.
He has a swag. He just has a swag.
He's like, yeah, no.
All right, so let's just go over this draft board. So Devontae Freeman. Scott, I have no quarrels with that pick. I think he comes out in the 20th pick.
You start your team off with Antonio Brown, then you come back. Devontae Freeman's your next running back.
Devontae Freeman's gonna get a lot of catches. Plus, he's a FSU type player, FSU player. So I mean.
Oh, you're a Florida State fan?
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying.
I'm about to say, that boy right there, a Gator. Don't be fooled. That's a Gator right there.
But running backs is important, right?
Yeah, running backs is important. That's true.
And you got pass catching running back, which is doubly important.
Tank has no idea what he's doing, and he's about to win the draft. He has.
No, there's one thing I want to say. Running backs are important in fantasy because it's not really deep, right? It's really hard to get a running back. Receivers, PPR, it's a lot easier to get receivers. Again, yes, the stud receivers are very small, maybe 10 stud receivers, but you can still get really good depth on the receivers.
And the big thing is, you won't win your league with the draft, but you can lose it.
Yes.
So your first 2 picks are huge. And
so the person that drafted Blake Bortles, for example, is going to lose. I can just tell he's going to lose.
Unless Blake get off for 4,500 yards and 38 touchdowns, bud. Huh? You'll be in there.
He not going to come out. We got Fournette.
I got Fournette.
I'm saying Jaguars got Fournette, so ain't no reason for him to be slinging that much. We gonna run first.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Unless it's kind of like someone like Tony Romo back in 2014. Tony Romo had his best statistical year in 2014 because they did run the ball so much. They did that play action. They didn't load up the box as much.
I think Blake getting off. Yeah. I say Blake this year. I already called it on the Flag on the Play podcast. I said 4,000 yards, probably about 27 touchdowns.
No. He will get 4,000 yards. That's 4,000 yards for a quarterback is really easy.
Not for Blake Bortles.
No.
Not for Blake Bortles. But Blake Bortles' best year, he had 4,300 yards or something like that.
Yeah, the year we had a lot of garbage time.
Yeah, number one receiver.
He had 38 touchdowns. It was a great fantasy year for him, for sure.
Looking at the draft board, guys, it's on Big Sexy. Big Sexy, tell the Flag family what's your strategy right here.
My strategy right now is to just let it auto-draft. I can't sign in to 2 locations, and I don't want to mess up the draft board as it sits, so it's going to auto-pick for me at this point. So I just got to hope Yahoo does me right.
So y'all big sexy on the auto draft. I believe Harold's on the auto draft because it's 3 o'clock in the morning in Japan. And
excuses.
I don't know if Bud's still participating. His wife might be yelling at him or whatever. I just want y'all to know, Flag family, I'm dedicated. I'm here. Y'all don't know where this is.
He's also not married.
That's true, but I got responsibilities. Yeah. I have my nieces and nephews by themselves. They'll be all right. I threw some food on the floor.
I saw that picture when you were skinny, man. That could be a good dating picture.
I used to be the same size as Matt.
Catfish. You can catfish him. You can catch fish.
Believe it or not, I got 4 catfishes going right now. There's a guy in Indiana named Gary that thinks I'm a 30-year-old Latino woman. So I'm a fan of the catfish. I have no problem with that.
So they got the Keenan Allen. Scott's going on the board. He's probably going to go running back. Where are you going to go, Scott?
I am not going running back.
All right. Receiver.
So you got Keenan Allen. So you start team Zeke Elliott, Keenan Allen.
It's a good pick. That's good.
So who are you going with right here, Scott?
He's a stud.
I'm going to get 2 of these 3 players. A.J. Green, Mike Evans, Rob Gronkowski. I don't know which 2. There's going to be some inner on back and forth in my mind,
So
trying to decide.
talk it out to the viewers. Talk it out. So what are you thinking?
So I'm thinking I'm probably going to go Rob Gronkowski, Mike Evans. The reason to go
You
Gronk.
always love Rob Gronkowski. Get
Yeah,
off his nuts.
I love Gronk because the discrepancy between the number 1 tight end and number 10 tight end is huge. You know,
That's
you
true.
follow.
That's
so,
true.
And I feel like just get tight end out of the way. This is a good value here, early 3rd round pick. Plus, what weapons do the Patriots have? So,
right now, especially
Right.
the first 4
so
weeks. when
now,
Jalen Edelman's gone.
now I'm playing the game of risk. How many healthy games do I get of Gronk? That's the kind of the game you play with Gronk there.
If you can get 10 healthy games from Gronk, that is great. But Gronk's only been healthy 1 full season, right? Or has he been injured every game? I think he's been injured at least 1 game every season.
Scott just made his pick. Who you went with, Scott?
I just went with Rob
Rob
Gronkowski.
Gronkowski.
Yeah.
And then
And to me, it doesn't matter if I get him in the 2nd or 3rd round here because the picks are back to back.
Nah, I was going to go
so
with Gronk earlier.
Gronk was the definite pick. Now I can determine whether or not I want
the
AJ
problem with
Green or not.
Travis Kelce is that he is going with a rookie quarterback, so there's going to be
Yeah.
some learning discrepancies there.
That's what made me skeptical about the Kelce pick. But here's my thing. Kelce runs routes like a wide receiver.
He does.
Okay.
He does. Most tight ends nowadays.
Right.
run like
And
wide
he's a
receivers.
point monster when he gets off. He gets off.
Yeah.
And I think with rookie quarterbacks, players like Pat Mahomes or whatever, they usually tend to rely on their tight end a lot
That's
to
true.
bail them out.
But
And
also, I think about it. They got Sammy Watkins, right? They paid him $16 million.
A lot of money.
He's made a lot of money. He's going to have some focus in that offense. And Kareem Hunt's still there. Andy Reid loves Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt is going to take touches away, and then Tyreek Hill is going to take touches away. I think Sammy Watkins is overrated.
But if Travis Kelce can get 7 targets and get 5 to 6 catches a game, that's probably going to be close to 80 to 100 yards. And maybe gets a touchdown out of it.
I'm
So
saying
Scott goes running back, tight end, and he goes up with Mike Evans. And I think Mike Evans is going to have a great year.
Yeah.
I like the Mike Evans pick. Here's my thing about that. Tampa Bay Flag family, y'all know how I feel about it. I had picked them for the Super Bowl versus the Jags. But, I just don't like the whole fucking Jameis Winston thing. Like, it really hurts me a lot. Like, he got suspended, man.
Because he grabbed the crotch?
No, I mean, I'm cool with whatever Jameis
Our
did.
president grabbed the crotch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm cool with all that. It's just, I just really disappointed in Jameis in general because it's time to turn it on. It's time to be he's supposed to be the Black Peyton Manning. Be the Black Peyton Manning.
Well, he's definitely not the Black Peyton Manning.
He's not a Black Peyton Manning.
All right.
He's the Black Andrew Luck.
So next is Big Sexy. Mr. Coleman's up. Most likely looks like he's probably going to go AJ Green. All right.
There you go, Zeke. I like Keenan Allen, AJ Green.
It's pretty solid 3 right there. You might actually win because you had no draft.
But anyways, just to go back and touch on Mike Evans versus AJ Green, that was a very tough internal debate between me. Ultimately, I went with Mike Evans. I think he's younger, he's more youthful, so there's a little bit probably some more athleticism with him, as well as he just got paid, so they're probably going to want to use him. And on my dynasty team, I own Mike Evans and not AJ Green.
Yeah, all right.
So I got 3 players on my dynasty team here. I don't got to root against each other now.
Also, AJ Green ain't got to play Jalen this year, so as long as he ain't playing his dad, he'll be fine. Because we all know that Jalen is AJ Green's daddy. So,
Now,
But,
generally,
you cannot go wrong with AJ Green or Mike Evans in the 3rd round, but just based on who you like the best. If you're in that situation, just draft who you like best, okay? Because there's really no right or wrong answer at that point.
Okay, so AJ Green just went and Stephon Diggs just went. So,
okay, so
I also just found out that Tottenham lost to Watford. What the hell? Come on, Tottenham. Damn. Watford? Elton John's team? Disappointed. But yeah, Stephon Diggs just went. How do y'all feel about Stephon Diggs' pick, Matt?
I love Stephon Diggs with Kirk Cousins. I think he's going to have a monster year with Kirk Cousins. Yeah, they have that chemistry in the preseason. Stephon Diggs will be the biggest value on the Minnesota fantasy. He's way better than Adam Thielen, I think. So the fact that Adam Thielen went first, only because he's white and the team's over white.
He's more athletic than Adam Thielen.
I won't be surprised if Stephon Diggs gets a breakout season.
no, I completely agree. I love Stephon Diggs. I think he's going to have the rapport, the connection there with Kirk Cousins, and also with your sentiment there, Adam Thielen will come down.
So King Panther is our friend Akil. He's on the clock right now, and looking at his team, he had Le'Veon Bell
Devontae Adams.
and Devontae Adams. So he's probably searching for maybe another.
Aaron Rodgers.
he gets Aaron. Well, he did Aaron.
No, I'm joking.
So if I'm him, I'll probably go, looking at the running backs, you got Jordan Howard, Joe Mixon, Kenyon Drake, all valuable fantasy prospects. Receivers kind of getting thin now. You got T.Y. Hilton, Larry Fitzgerald, J.J. Smith-Schuster. So I think he's probably going to go running back. I'll be surprised. He probably goes Jordan Howard or Joe Mixon. I think he's going to probably go running back in the 3rd round. Scott, what do you think?
Larry, let's see here, Jordan. I like Joe Mixon a lot. I think this is probably where he needs to go. And he went Zach Ertz. So he listened to your
all in,
he
baby.
listened to you earlier there if you're all in
Well,
there.
I mean, he is the second tight end off the board, third tight end off the board, which is where he's going off in drafts.
Yeah.
But I got him in the 5th round of my 10-team league. So you do the math, the 2 extra picks. So the 3rd round's probably appropriate for the 12-team
Tank, you
league.
coming up right now, and we are Tank. They can hear you on the YouTube, right? So Tank's on the audio, right?
Yeah, he should be on
yeah,
audio.
So you are on there. So what's your strategy right here, bro?
Well, my strategy right now, he just said Aaron Rodgers and it's talk to my spirit.
Damn. Y'all, I was about to draft Aaron Rodgers, so.
He's talking to my spirit, so I'm gonna grab him.
No, I just say every time Aaron Rodgers plays the Cowboys, he does something amazingly godlike, and he's $180 million richer now probably. Okay, now I'm in such a great predicament right now, guys. Okay, I was not thinking Tank would do Aaron Rodgers. He should be the first quarterback off the boards. I have no problem. If you're gonna reach for a quarterback, might as well reach for Aaron Rodgers, right? So now I'm in a tremendous situation. So I had DeAndre Hopkins and Michael Thomas, right? I need a running back. Look at the running backs available. I got Jordan Howard, who we talked about on the Facebook show. We're really high on. We have Joe Mixon, okay? I really can't go wrong with either one of them. They're both going to look good, so I'm going to go with my preference. And my preference, based on the team that he's on, he has a better defense, in my opinion. I'm going to go Jordan Howard.
Jordan Howard is
Jordan
the pick.
Howard.
Who's Jonesy? Is that Brian? Is that Tim Cousin Brian? I think that's Tim Cousin Brian.
Oh, I didn't know he was in it.
Yeah, he in it. So he go with Jordan Howard, and then it looked like he on auto draft because he just picked, or maybe he not on auto draft. He just picked Drew Brees, which is a good pick. So now I'm on the clock. The Hater Bears are on the clock. We got 2 minutes, y'all, and I think I'm gonna go
I don't think you
with
can get Joe Mixon.
No, I'm not anticipating that.
Joe Mixon or Jordan Howard? Joe Mixon probably. You probably pick.
I would have gone to a Mixon. I don't think there's a wrong choice there. I think Howard's probably safer. Mixon maybe has.
Yeah, I said in that situation, pick the. I think the defense is better. I think he has more opportunities to get more catches in the second half. So that's why I picked Joe.
So
what are you thinking?
I think I need to get another running back right here.
So let's look at. I personally disagree. I think you need to try to find a wide receiver because, to me, you went high on Travis Kelce. You got a stud running back. To me, there's a lot of deep running backs in later rounds that you can get.
This is true.
So I think you absolutely need to go wide receiver. So let's look at the
You got
options.
Fitzgerald,
T.Y. Hilton,
I'm
Juju
not
Smith-Schuster.
excited about Fitzgerald.
Amari Cooper, fun fact, every season that John Gruden's been the coach, he had a 1,000-yard receiver and a 1,000-yard rusher.
I like the Amari Cooper pick. I was thinking about the Amari Cooper.
But Larry Fitzgerald is a PPR star. Don't let the age fool you. This guy runs crisp routes. He's going to get 78, probably 80 catches, okay?
True. When you fall off, though. I don't know if I want Fitzgerald or if I want –
If you go running back, you do have Joe Mixon. As you said, we're very high on. Scott's all been played. I'm not going to be against that. But then the next 2 rounds, you're going to absolutely have to go right receiver.
I went with Larry Fitzgerald because this is a PPR league, and he is a PPR machine.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He's going to get 6-7 catches a game. So, and who's the quarterback out there? Sam Bradford?
Sam Bradford, but it might be Josh Rosen by the time.
I love Chosen Rosen. I think he was best quarterback in the draft.
Sam Bradford is the most accurate quarterback ever, though. He has a 70% completion percentage. So.
And I think I'm going to be looking at Larry Fitzgerald a lot, so I'm going to roll with that one.
He's in the look for sure. Then you also got Dave Johnson. But I'm not against that pick. That's a good pick.
I'll tell you what. If Jarvis Landry is still available next time I pick a wide receiver, I pick Jarvis Landry. And I don't like Tyrod Taylor that much, but Brown's got to throw the ball to somebody.
Josh Gordon.
So Josh Gordon is he playing?
He's playing.
When is he going to start playing?
Week 1.
He'll be playing week 1. He just won't be starting.
He won't be on the field for the
so
first play.
he'll be on the second play.
He'll be on the second play.
We'll see how long
No,
it
no,
takes
but
him to get
I think
acclimated.
he's with that type of a player he is.
He a beast. Oh, I
But
agree.
I think they're going to complement each other very well. I think Jarvis Landry's going to get the most catches, but in terms of like touchdowns
Yeah.
and possibly maybe yardage because he's the home run type player, Josh Gordon all the way. And plus, I love myself some Josh Gordon. I have him in my Dynasty League, wide receiver number 4. I think he's going to break out this year, guys. Josh Gordon. Plus,
I think the Jags should have traded for
Tommy
Josh
Brady.
Gordon. Tom Brady off
Tom Brady, the greatest
who just
quarterback
drafted?
of all time.
Oh.
That's
the board.
Scott?
White. He got the best white quarterback of all time besides Peyton Manning. So,
Debatable.
I'm a Peyton Manning guy myself. Oh, this is a good one. Who better, Peyton Manning or Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
Why you say that?
Dude, I just want to point out that Scott might get Joe Mixon.
Trash in the playoffs.
Josh is gonna get Mixon here.
Give me Peyton
Josh
give
pick
me
Mixon.
Brady in the playoffs.
His team name is into the Mixon Bowl. He's
Peyton
just as
doing
high
the
on
same.
Mixon.
You
as I am.
have to get Mixon, Josh.
Josh is getting Mixon.
Okay.
Now, if
think
Mixon
that's
was able
trash.
to come back through another 14 picks to get to me, holy cow.
That would be a steal. That would be it.
Big Sexy, how you feeling over there, baby? You all right?
I'm good.
Big Sexy on the auto draft, y'all. He doing his thing. Scott Mann in the draft board.
T.Y. Hilton?
Matt giving y'all straight knowledge.
Straight out.
Tank is here he here.
I just want to say my line looks really good. I'm really impressed with my line right now. I did a really good job.
Man, you yelled at him about fixing that thing because it's on video.
What? Oh yeah, well it looked good on the video.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it is crooked, but Scott, I mean, it's not probably not noticeable. If you go on an angle, maybe.
Can
but-
y'all it look no, it don't even look. It look straight on there. You
Okay.
can't even tell. Scott, you look short. But besides that, I mean, you know.
So,
I'm just standing on my knees over here. guys.
DJ Chark.
What the heck is that?
DJ Chark went next.
There goes Mixon.
Who picked DJ
Oh,
Chark?
nice
Is that
pick.
Bud?
That's a total steal right there. Total
Bud
steal.
with the DJ Chark pick. So he's back in. He's no longer on auto draft. His wife left him alone, and he is back selecting all Jaguars. Bud, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, Bud.
Who was his last pick?
His last pick was a good pick. It was
it wasn't a
Melvin
Jags.
Gorman.
Melvin.
But that's because he was on auto draft. He was doing something for his wife.
Wanted him.
Why is there a blank pick right there?
Because I don't
'cause you have to
have a DJ Chark.
They have a DJ Chark on it.
Bud selected a player that was not
You might have to write that in there.
selected. You know, it'd be funny if Bud win one game this year. If you lose to Bud in this league,
No, Bud will win one game because there's always like the Jags. One of the Jags players is probably gonna blow out, have like a 50-point game.
I was gonna say if you
No.
lose to Bud in this league, you trash.
There is a DJ Chark.
Holy
What?
crap!
I mean, get DJ to like, oh, I'm just gonna throw away my last pick, so I'm gonna go DJ.
I just want to go over the fact that Blake Bortles was the first quarterback off the board in front of Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, and Tom Brady.
I'm cool with the Blake Bortles pick.
No, what?
He beat me too.
Yeah,
No!
He beat me too.
I'm not because I think it's gonna help him. I'm cool with it
So
because
Doug-
Bud's sticking to his strategy.
So as I said in my all-in, if you can get Doug Baldwin in the 3rd or in this case 4th round, total steal, 100% total steal. Good pick, Josh. Good pick.
Yeah, Josh got back-to-back stickers there. He got a wanted him for me on Joe Mixon, and he got a total steal for Doug Baldwin in the 4th.
I'm totally glad.
Doug Baldwin in the 4th of a 12-team league.
I know. I'm totally pumped that I found this on Bed Bath & Beyond. Like Scott buy this.
Actually,
But-
I
but
found
respon-
it like literally 2 days before I was in Bed Bath & Beyond. I saw it was $29.99. I ain't spending no $30 on that. Then you send me the link to a clearance, $19.99. I was like, okay, I can spend $19.
Bud responds to y'all, him saying, these guys saying he shouldn't have picked Blake Bortles. He said, we ride with 5.
Yeah.
So
You also ride with the L's, too.
I don't think Bud care. So
I'm kind of disappointed, Bud, here, man. We had the makeup artist ready for him to go.
my
try to
boy
make him-
Akil said, what's taking so damn long for Bud to pick? Akil, he is currently looking for a Jaguar player. You have to understand. He has to scour through his thing to find a Jaguar player. So yeah. And there are people who doing auto draft or whatever, but even if they're doing auto draft or whatever,
There should be something in there that you click to do it, to have it auto draft.
yeah, Bud scouring the globe to find a freaking Jaguar player takes a while. So I think Bud's between auto draft and Jaguar players, so it's good. What up,
TJ
Kendrick?
Yeldon.
T.J. Yeldon.
T.J. Yeldon
I
off
had
the
a feeling that was
board.
gonna be the
Bud going with another Jag. So Bud go back-to-back DJ Chark and T.J. Yeldon. So, yeah, that's awesome.
So he follows up with Juju Smith-Schuster.
Juju Smith-Schuster has just been selected. I don't like that pick at all
Me neither.
whatsoever. Scott, why you don't like that pick, bro?
I just think he's a little overrated right now.
Yeah, me
I think
too.
he's a good player, but I mean, he's not gonna be able to get the volume to be the #1 overall player. He's not gonna be really even a top 10 wide receiver. It's really hard for him to get that volume, especially with Le'Veon Bell catching passes.
I was gonna say the #1 receiver is AB, and then #2 is Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
So you're the #3 guy, and you ain't even, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so that's the thing. So, okay, so now we got KKK on the board, Cool Kids Corner.
So he's gonna definitely go white player, I'm guessing, and that's probably best available is probably Chris Hogan. I'm calling it Chris Hogan.
So, Bud,
But does he know
Matt's
that
calling
Chris
Chris-
Hogan's white?
yes,
Yeah, he
it's a
knows
picture's right there. I mean,
Oh, well, I don't. Well, I guess you'd have to click on the name on my end here in the computer. So I guess it depends on how he's drafting here.
running out of white players here, Scott.
Chris Hogan's available, Scotty.
Oh, Nelson. I didn't even know this many white people played in the league. Like, that's crazy. So the Hater Bears are on the board again.
So what are you thinking? So you went Larry Fitzgerald last pick. You have Travis Kelce at Leonard Fournette. So what are you thinking right now?
I kind of want to go Cam Newton right here.
You almost picked Amari Cooper the last time around.
Yeah, and Amari Cooper's back up, and that actually would be a decent
That's a
pick.
steal, I think. That's a
Yeah,
steal.
I do think that's a decent pick. I'm going to go with Amari Cooper right here because I feel like quarterback-wise, I can still get a good quarterback later.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Stafford's still on the board.
I should have kept my mouth shut.
Well, I was
definitely gonna pick Amari Cooper if he wasn't gonna.
Yeah,
do it,
I was
so.
thinking him. So Hater Bears going with Amari Cooper
All
right
right.
there.
Now you put me in a kind of a bind now because I was like totally expecting to pick Amari Cooper. So Jarvis Landry just went off the board. No problems with that pick. So
I like the Jarvis Landry pick because I like Jarvis Landry, dude. My only thing about the Jarvis Landry thing
he's not going to be the Jarvis Landry of the Miami Dolphins. He's not going to get the 100 catches.
I think he'll be.
No, I think he gets 70 catches.
So you think Josh is gonna take some catches
it's a
away?
bad
whatever.
pick.
I don't think it's necessarily a bad pick. I just don't get the team construction. Receiver, quarterback, receiver. He still has no running backs.
Yeah.
So I don't really get that. There's some running backs right here that are available that with this team construction I'd rather have than going with the third.
And you know what? That's a dude who talk a lot of junk about how good he is at fantasy, and you clearly not.
He is
bro.
really. Scott is probably to me the best fantasy football
Scott's
player
good
out
at
there.
fantasy. I'm talking about Brian, who's making those picks. You trash, bro.
Let's talk about my team. So I got DeAndre Hopkins, Michael Thomas, wide receiver, running back. All right. You know, a lot of people in this situation. Oh, I absolutely need a running back, right? And let's see. So my variable running backs will be Kenyon Drake.
I don't like Kenyon Drake at all.
Jay Ajayi's up there, LaShawn McCoy, but I think LaShawn McCoy is probably going to drop because the people just don't like him. Now look at my available receivers. I got Golden Tate, Demaryius Thomas, Chris Hogan. I got Allen Robinson still available. So I'm leaning towards, I know that I can get a solid, good running back next round. I just know. I know a lot of running backs that people don't know that I think I'm talking about. So I'm going to go wide receiver. So I'm going to have my goal is to have 3 stud wide receivers. Now my problem is I'm not high on Golden Tate. I think there's going to be
Josh Gordon pick, y'all.
I think not Josh Gordon. Demaryius Thomas. I'm not really high on Demaryius Thomas. So the play that I'm really I think is going to have a good season. He gets a new contract, right? Goes to a new team.
10 seconds.
I'm going to go with Allen Robinson.
Allen Robinson, former Jag off the board. I like it. I like Trubisky. I told y'all that in the Facebook.
They're going to have to throw it to someone.
Now, somebody got to catch the ball.
Jordan Howard and Allen Robinson, that's my only concern. But as I said, I think that offense is going to be room for both players to really do. Scott, I know you probably want to say something. So.
Chiefs, Matt Nagy, they don't really feed the #1. If you go back to Andy Reid, the system,
yeah.
The #1 receiver is not really the type of Allen Robinson there. So I question the upside. But as far as value-wise, it's not a bad pick here to go with Allen Robinson.
I was looking at Allen Robinson too. I like Trubisky. I just don't know if I trust Trubisky yet. That's all. You got to show me a little something. Jordan Howard, I really like because if Trubisky gets into trouble, they're going to hand it off. So we back on Tank again. Tank, you have what you're doing.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Who's on your team right now? Scott, can we get a rundown of Tank's team right now?
It's Antonio Brown, Devontae Freeman, and Aaron Rodgers.
You got a good team right now. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, there's not really a wrong. if you go running back or receiver, it doesn't matter which way you go. It's a good choice
the
there.
guy on the Sean McCoy, I just don't know.
So let's talk about
Sean McCoy did last.
no. Let's talk about both those players. So Jay Ajayi, running back by committee almost. You have a lot of 4 running backs on that team. LaShawn McCoy. I love Sean McCoy. Offensive line's in shambles though. He could be on the commissioner's exempt list. You don't know how that got to play out, so he could not even be on the team.
LaShawn McCoy. I'm not
If you
gonna
get
lie to
LaShawn McCoy, you should definitely try to get Chris Ivory later in the
Dude,
draft.
the Bills are trash and was their best player.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it.
But I still think you can get better options.
If you starting off your team with Le'Veon Bell,
he has 20 seconds, so I still think there's better options. Kenyon Drake's a better option being running back wise. LaShawn McCoy will probably fall in the next round.
make a pick. Oh, you got
He
it.
goes to Sean McCoy.
LaShawn
Anyways,
McCoy, I like it.
Akil, you were asking me what I thought of your team. I love the Lev Bell pick at 4. I mean, he could be the #1 overall pick. You got him at 4, solid pick. I love Devontae Adams in the 2nd round. You got him pretty late there, so Le'Veon Bell, Devontae Adams. It's a great way to start your team in the first 2 rounds. Zach Ertz pick, I don't love that a whole lot, but we discussed that already. Matt loves the pick. Myself, I don't love it. I would have rather seen you go even Jordan Howard, Joe Mixon with that pick there. Now we'll see what you do here in the 4th round.
So he picks LaShawn McCoy.
He picked Lamar Miller. That's a good pick there.
So before
Lamar Miller, he was the guy I had in queue.
So
That was the guy I wanted to go with there.
So before with his ex-girlfriend, LaShawn McCoy was consistent like a round 3 pick. So the fact that you got him in round 4, I think he has tremendous upside. Now
Kenyon Drake just went off the board.
Yeah, I mean, to me, Kenyon Drake was a better option, but if LaShawn McCoy doesn't get suspended, the volume's definitely there. The question is the offense line going to be there?
I don't know. I like that team, man. I like what is it, Antonio Brown, Devontae Parker, Aaron Rodgers, LaShawn McCoy.
No.
I like that.
Devontae Freeman. All I'm saying,
Freeman, yeah.
I love LaShawn McCoy. He's on my dynasty league. I'm all in on LaShawn McCoy because he's going to have to touch the ball a lot for the Bills to win because, I mean, they're going to have a rookie quarterback probably. The receiver, #1 receiver is going to be a question, so I think he's going to probably be the wide receiver 2 on that team. Can he stay healthy?
What happened? He beat his chick last week?
No, remember they had said that he
Alex Collins to me is a
had
stretch.
somebody, he paid somebody to come in and beat up his ex-girlfriend or something, allegedly. Yeah, I don't believe that. Yeah, it's fake.
Well, I mean, he did go to the court, and it's a big old deal, but
Yeah.
he hasn't been suspended yet. And Adrian Peterson, when he's beat his kid, he was already on the commission exempt list by like week 1. So if by week 2, if he's not on the exempt list, I think he's fine. I think he's good. Yeah. Well, NFL has been proven numerous times that they don't need proof. They just have they fit. Tom Brady got suspended for allegedly deflating balls. I don't care what you say. I know you don't like Tom Brady, but
He a cheater.
whatever.
Tom Brady's a cheater.
Do what you gotta do to win.
I mean, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Yeah, I mean, I wish the Jaguars cheated too. We'll have 2 Super Bowls right now. So I'm cool with that.
So Keel went Lamar Miller. Great steal, Lamar. I like it. I like it a lot.
I don't like the Collins pick. Who picked the Collins guy? What was that?
Collins.
That's because Big Sexy's on auto draft.
Yeah.
I don't like that pick at all.
Yeah, I was really hoping Kenyon Drake or Lamar Miller was going to fall to me. Unfortunately, they did not. Those are the guys.
There is a world with Josh twice.
This is now my 2nd draft.
This is a world with Scott drafts Josh Gordon. He hates Josh Gordon.
So, Scott, why do you hate Josh Gordon?
I just think he has an inflated value. Unfortunately, or fortunately for me, he's not being drafted where his usual value is in a lot of other leagues. So here in the 4th, basically 5th round, 12-team league, to get a guy like Josh Gordon on wide receiver 2, tremendous upside. I recognize there is upside there. I still don't like him a whole lot, but you know the upside here compared to everybody else available on the board is too great to not pass up. Pass up.
I like Josh Gordon as a player. I think he's a man.
Oh, I love
just
Josh
don't-
Gordon. If you look at his workout videos, I think his physical talent is there. The question is is he going to mentalness? Is he going to break? Is he
That's
gonna
my
do it?
thing. I don't know. But
And I think he won't because he didn't do it last year. He played 5 games with him last year, or 4 games with him last year, and I think he just needed that team.
yeah.
The training
That's
camp.
what I was saying
you know.
in the Facebook. I don't like how when you get suspended, you have to be
Yeah,
away from
you
your
know,
team. It doesn't help the
It
players
puts
at
you in
all.
a deeper depression,
Yeah.
and like, I think that's why he left temporarily for training camp because he was getting overwhelmed and everything like that. So I think he needed that little break. I think he's mentally ready. Plus, he's probably just looking at the body of him. like if you can base your receiver's value on his body, he'll be the first for you off the board because his body is a.
I wish I had the opportunity to be depressed over making millions of dollars.
I know.
I'm not saying they don't have the right to be depressed.
All right, so Scott has 23 seconds left. He's going another pick. Scott picked Josh Gordon, so he's probably looking for a running back at this point. So Derrick Henry, and you picked Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. Now,
Wow.
Scott, why are you picking Derrick Henry right there?
Now, because I have Derrick Henry in my dynasty league.
So Derrick Henry is a running back 2. Jay Ajayi was the other guy. He went there. I was considering Jay Ajayi and Golden Tate. Those are the 3 guys that I was considering kicking around. Golden Tate as a wide receiver 3 would have been pretty decent value there. But instead I go Derrick Henry, and this is kind of an upside. I trust the talent. I like the talent there, but I'm also kind of banking a little bit on a Deion Lewis injury here. So I think if Deion Lewis goes down, Derrick Henry is an auto start everywhere.
I will love that because he's on my dynasty league. Please, Deion Lewis, get injured.
I don't know why.
Deion Lewis he's been extremely injury prone throughout his entire career, so it really isn't far fetched to have that into your consideration here.
I don't know why I don't like Derrick Henry as a player or a fantasy player, but I just don't like him. And he's from Jacksonville. I know. I don't know why I just don't like him.
Yuli.
It might be because it might be because of the Titans, but I just don't like him, man. I don't know. I don't like him at all, whatsoever. I feel like he should be better than what he is, if that makes sense. Like
I feel like he just hasn't gotten carries or touches. Or like if you give him 25 carries at a game, he's gonna wear that defense down by the end of the third, early fourth quarter.
Right.
And they don't give him that type of workload. Maybe they do this season. Maybe they don't. I don't know. But I think the upside there, the talent with the players, is the situation.
Keel with Chris Hogan.
Oh, Scott, he's stealing your players. He's stealing your players. Somebody went Golden Tate too.
Yeah, that was a pick before that. That was. So Tank, you're on the clock right now. So you got Antonio Brown, Devontae Freeman, Aaron Rodgers, and Sean McCoy.
I ain't got to work at it. I'm going with Jimmy Graham. Green Bay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So
I got Aaron Rodgers.
I am in favor of stacking. So what stacking is, you get like a quarterback and there's a receiver to get those double points, or a tight end, you kind of get those double points. And you can't go wrong with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, every time.
My only
Aaron
question
Rodgers
is, Aaron Rodgers doesn't really throw to the tight ends, it seems like. He never had like a.
He never have Jimmy Graham either, though.
No, it doesn't matter. He always likes to spread the ball around. So that's my only question.
He ain't never had.
So Scott, I noticed you put the Z on the Kenyon
You didn't
Drake.
make your pick yet.
I put it on both Kenny Drake and Lamar.
I like Jimmy Graham.
Okay. You think Lamar was too high?
I think Jimmy Graham would have
Pick him.
a
So what's his
breakout
for?
year with
Like a sleeper.
Something different.
yeah.
Oh,
People
like
are
that.
sleeping on him.
I thought you meant like boring. Okay.
He might do something different.
Tank went with Jimmy
Okay,
Graham.
I'm on the clock, guys. So
I like the Jimmy Graham pick. So Matt, you're back on the.
I'm on the clock.
again.
So I'm really in need, like I said, a running back. I can get Royce Freeman, who I think will be the starter on that team. But then again, I have a lot of sleeper running backs that I think I can get later in the draft. So I'm always against reaching for quarterbacks. I think you can get really good value on quarterbacks in later rounds, but there's certain quarterbacks I wouldn't mind taking in the 5th round. Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, or in this case, Russell Wilson. So I'm probably going to go quarterback. I'm going to go Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson. Nice little quarterback right there. Russell, I don't like you as a personal person, but
How can you not like Russell Wilson?
Because he dated Sierra. He's married to Sierra. That's why.
it ain't because I ain't because.
All right, guys, the first defense is off the board.
It's because he
Jacksonville.
said Kaepernick was doing
All right,
the
Scott,
wrong thing.
A
So.
little break here. Allow me to recap the next couple, like the previous picks. Just give your influence, because you're the most knowledgeable in this room.
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
Just go over the picks of the 5th round so far.
All right, Jaguars defense, awful pick.
Okay.
Russell Wilson, that's not bad. That's a good value. You got him in a good spot there. That's a fine pick. The only thing is when I'm building my teams, I'm not trying to knock you or anything. I've noticed I don't like him so much when I do go quarterback early. So I'm interested to see when we get down to round 10, 11, 12.
I got you.
I'm going to ask you again how you feel about that pick.
Okay.
Jimmy Graham, that's a solid pick there in the 5th round. I think he's in for a major touchdown. Like he's going to be just a touchdown machine there in Green Bay. Hogan will be good for 4 weeks as your wide receiver 2. I don't love that, but I mean, who else is there for New England? So that's fine. Golden Tate's a great pick. You got your 3 running backs with David Johnson, Dalvin Cook, Kenyon Drake, and then you got Diggs and Golden Tate at receiver. 5 rounds, that's a A+ draft there. And then Jay Ajayi, I almost took him instead of Derrick Henry. So to get Jay Ajayi, and that's your running back 3. They do have the coaches coming out saying that they're going to feed J.J. He's going to be the workhorse back in this offense.
Can his knee handle it, though?
Yeah,
that's
the thing. His knee is bone on bone. We know this already. That's why I went with Derrick Henry instead of J.J. That thought came into mind. But they did come out and say they are going to make him the featured workhorse back when we thought that this was the RB.
Well, I want to see it to believe it because Darren Sproles is there. Darren Sproles is there.
Well, Corey Clement, I mean, he balled out in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, he really did.
Kind of like a Corey Grant for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He has that type of the playmaking ability. So they go Cam Newton.
Yeah, I went with Cam Newton.
And that's a good, and to me, top tier, like tier 1 quarterbacks in fantasy to me will be like Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, Tom Brady, those type of players. Cam Newton to me is definitely in there because of the fact that he can run the ball and everything like that.
The only thing that scares me about Cam Newton, I don't like his receivers.
He does the stupid things like jump, dive on his head. That's what I don't like.
In the preseason game.
In the preseason game.
But he's super durable though. He hasn't missed any time. Doesn't matter when you have a concussion, man. So, but you know, that's what I'm saying. He hasn't missed any time. So the only thing that scares me about Cam is
we're with Mr. Whitey now.
Oh, KKK is
okay. So wait,
this has got to be Rex Burkhead. Like if you don't take Rex Burkhead here, or even Greg Olsen, does he have a tight end already? No. Greg Olsen, Rex Burkhead. Lock it in. We'll see what he does.
That's got
to be his pick.
Got to be Greg Olsen.
His whole team's going to be tight ends because they're the only type of players. It's like,
hey, you can start 2 tight ends.
Okay, so Flag Family, what positions do white players play in the NFL?
Quarterbacks.
Quarterback.
Give me another one.
Offensive line.
Offensive line.
Fullback.
You can play any position.
Yeah, unless you're the Patriots.
Fullback. We're really good at safeties. We have some good safeties.
Yeah. Safeties. You ain't playing cornerback. White people don't play cornerback. Slot receiver.
Fast little small guys.
Little scat guy. Anything that involves fundamentals.
So what did Scott pick?
Rex Burkhead.
Burkhead.
So Scott continues his trend of only drafting white players. I'm proud of him.
Yeah. Hey, Minnesota Vikings, the whitest defense out there, so try to pick them.
And Bud just made a pick of Westbrook.
Westbrook.
So that's awesome. Dede might actually have some catches, though, considering that Marquise Lee got hurt. So. Scott, did you have to? You didn't have to scour for the Westbrook pick? Or you got to scour. Scott got to scour the globe.
We haven't gotten to Westbrook.
Demaryius Thomas, a bust, and I agree with Scott. Emmanuel Sanders looks way better on that team, and I don't like Demaryius Thomas to begin with.
I want to say this, unrelated to fantasy. I think Demaryius Thomas is a Peyton Manning system player. So if you look at his stats, when he was with Peyton Manning, he was a beast.
You know why? Because Peyton Manning knows how to throw to him.
Right. Peyton Manning is Peyton Manning.
It's like Dez Bryant.
Peyton Manning to make Matt look like a freaking Hall of Famer. Hey, it's Peyton Manning.
I already told you that I led the league in interceptions on my flag football team. I'm the white Jalen Ramsey. I said that before.
Yeah,
we just established white people cannot play cornerback.
This is true.
No, because I led the league in interceptions.
He was playing safety. That being said, though, Demaryius Thomas, what's the other? Julius Thomas. All of those guys who Peyton Manning made look really good and got a whole bunch of money made for them or whatever.
Well, Eric Decker had a nice season with the Jets.
Yeah, he did. I mean, it was a decent one. It wasn't as good as the one in Denver. I just think Peyton Manning, certain quarterbacks make players, and Peyton Manning is definitely one of those guys. Think about like Austin Collie and all those other guys that he had in Indianapolis that when they went to another team, they looked like trash.
Hall of Fame, who was the coach?
Harrison?
Harrison?
Yeah, he put Harrison in the Hall of Fame. I agree. If Harrison was on another team, he would have never made the Hall of Fame. So Peyton Manning is that guy. So who pick is it on? Oh, it's on into the mixing bowl again.
Yep, that's the Fantasy Ogre there, Josh Euler. Just got to shout that out, Fantasy Ogre, every time. I'm making that stick.
Fantasy Ogre. Josh Euler. Into the mixing
and tomorrow, I'm making waffles.
bowl.
That's a Shrek reference, guys. So Scott, while we're waiting, recap the next couple picks. You got D.D. Westbrook, obviously, I know what you probably said. It's way too high.
Yeah, way too high. But
Deshaun Watson.
Jaguar. 4 out of his 5 picks. Jaguars. That's the last place team in the league.
Yeah.
Without question.
Yeah.
Burkhead, we know what he's doing. He's going on white.
So Josh.
So strategy-wise, this year, getting this team, only going white players, restricting yourself to just white players.
Pretty good so far.
You don't get a whole lot better than that. I would have liked to have seen him get Kelsey or Gronk. But to get these 5 going only white players without Kelsey or Gronk, that's about as good as you're going to get.
No,
by the way, just to reiterate, Bud, you finishing in last place, bro. That's what they said.
So Josh,
the white player team will finish ahead of you, buddy.
No, so Josh just went Deion Lewis. No, I'm
Deshaun
sorry.
Watson, and Royce
I'm
Freeman.
sorry, wait. So Gerald went Deion Lewis.
And we had our first kicker off the board.
Josh went Royce Freeman. I'm sorry, Josh. I didn't. Sorry.
Oh, so did Bud just take Lambo?
Sure did.
Damn, Bud. What are you doing?
Josh Lambo, man.
Although I believe Josh Lambo is the best kicker.
Here comes
in the
another
NFL.
Wait, hey, he's gonna finish the draft with the most stickers.
Yeah. I'm just saying, Josh Lambo is the best kicker in the NFL,
Dude,
bro.
we need to start doing more redrafts. Like this draft board is fun.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a laugh.
That's bad.
So Greg Olsen was led by Cool Kid Kono. That's a good
There
pick.
you go.
That's a good pick.
There you go.
Scott just racking up
6
the good
rounds to
white
get that
people.
team through 6 rounds, only going white players. He's going to compete.
I know. Unless Rick Burkhead, who has a knee injury right now.
So here's where I'm at, because I'm on the board, right? And I want to get a running back here.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, because I got
Cam Newton, Mark. You definitely need a running back.
I need a running back. But here's my thing. Carlos Hyde is a good running back. But I feel like because he's in Cleveland and they're doing the whole like running back by committee thing with Chubb and all that, that makes me uncomfortable. Mark Ingram.
I was going to say, running back Jordan Wilkins could start this thing.
Yeah, Mark Ingram is suspended. I don't want nothing to do with that. And Marshawn Lynch is old as dirt. So I don't like Chris Carson. I'm really in a bind right here as far as running back goes because I really don't know what. I have no idea.
First of all, Chris Carson's going to be the starter in Seattle. Rashad Penny is 16 pounds overweight. Chris Carson's in starting. He's looking way better than Rashad
Chris
Penny.
Carson was looking good in the game that I watched.
We said about Alfred Morris. You know my thoughts on Alfred Morris. As I said before, John Gruden has always had a 1,000-yard rusher and a 1,000-yard receiver in 10 of his 11 seasons coaching. So Marshawn Lynch is how he's going to do.
If I draft Marshawn Lynch right here, y'all, and Marshawn Lynch don't give me no points, I'm going to be pissed with Marshawn Lynch, and I like him as a human.
You're in a bind right now because you have to get running backs.
I got to go Chris Carson.
But on the bright side, look on the bright side. You have Leonard Fournette, a stud, right?
Right.
So you don't need an absolute like stud RB2.
I know. I just need a guy.
You just need a guy that will fill in points. So draft the person that you think is best. That's the only thing that you think. There's so many. Chris Carson.
Chris Carson's my pick,
He's going to be a starter. He's going to be a starter. That's all right.
And that's why I picked him. I picked him because he's the starting running back for the Seahawks. And I picked him because I think he's going to be the starter, and he'll get starting running back numbers. So that's fine.
All right, so
I really waited too long to get
Carlos Hyde went. All right, now, here's what I'm thinking, guys. As I said.
Matt's on the clock.
Dang it.
As I said.
Was my pie in the sky eyeball pick here. That's the guy I wanted.
I was going to go with Carlos Hyde, but for me, I just don't like the sharing time with Duke Johnson and Chubb.
All right.
I just don't like that.
I want people to focus on me really quick, okay? So I got Jordan
I always
Allen.
want people to focus on
I know,
you.
I'm the camera. I'm a camera hog. I like it. All right, so I definitely need a running back too. But as I said, all right, I'm gonna do a pick that a lot of people are gonna say, "What the for?" Like, why are you doing this pick? But listen, I know that I can get a really starting capable running back next round. So Scott takes them, maybe not. I think Scott's the only one that I know. So at this point, I'm drafting a running back.
Is it Peyton Barber?
No, I'm drafting Mark Ingram.
Oh, that's a good pick.
I'm drafting Mark Ingram. Now, let me tell you why, guys. A lot of people are holding off the fact that he's suspended 4 games. Oh, yeah. All right? He's only suspended 4 games, but when he comes back, he's going to be a stud. So all you got to do is find a running back filler. And I know that a lot of running backs that I can fill in for 4 weeks. All right? So when he comes back, I can put him as my RB2 and go for it. And I know Yahoo's not going to say that's a bad pick because based off projections, but I'm telling you guys right now, if you can get Mark Ingram in the 6th, 7th, round, absolute steal, goal for him.
But I was going to pay Mark Ingram, but you done picked him. I'm going to get on the old horse.
Oh, you going with Marshawn?
Scott's going to give me another sticker. I want to see what he says. Oh, Scott's like smirking. He hates to compliment me, but he's going to compliment me. What? He's going to compliment me. Just do it. Just do it. Oh! Another compliment. 2 great picks by Scott. I bet you that's killing him so much inside. That is killing him so much inside, Scott. Talk about Mark Ingram, Scott. I want you to talk about my pick.
No, Mark Ingram's he's a top 10 running back when playing. That's what both him and Kamara were top 10 running backs last year. You just stole him in the 6th round of a 12-team league as your running back 3. You have Devonta Freeman.
No, wrong team.
Sorry. Oh, that's your running back too.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. What are you gonna do?
Trust me, I got a plan.
Well, if you can go ahead and get yourself, Peyton Barber a little bit later in a draft, or one of them guys that's gonna be playing early in the season that we know of, then that Mark Ingram pick's going to hit, and you'll be good there.
I'm just
So,
surprised that Scott
that's a
gave me
good
2
pick.
great picks. Scott never compliments me on anything. Never.
Tank, why did you go with Marshawn Lynch?
Because I was going to get
I think I persuaded him to give to Marshawn Lynch. I told him that.
Marshawn Lynch is so old.
I'm just putting my faith in him.
I mean, he looked good in a little bit of preseason stuff I watched. I mean, and he's a Gruden guy for sure, but, you know, Emmanuel Sanders just went off the board, followed by Cooper Kupp. Is that Scott picked Cooper Kupp?
Nope.
Oh, Scott, you lost another good
man.
one.
Tevin Coleman.
That would have been a great receiver for him. I'm on the clock, and my player made it through. All right.
Picking Corey Davis. Oh, no,
Hang on. Tevin Coleman. Let me get Tevin Coleman up on the board real fast. Where are we at?
No one's Scott. Okay, I'm going to predict Scott before Scott says, okay, Scott did running back, tight end, receiver, running back. So I think Scott's probably going to go Brandon Cooks. Calling it right here. That's who it is. Oh, yes! Yes! Oh, I know my buddy Scott. You know why? Because he's also on his dynasty team. He's not conflicted right now.
Yeah, no, Brandon Cooks is my wide receiver 3, has tremendous upside on a week-to-week. Like, he can win you weeks on a week-to-week basis.
He can also have chances
He can also have dud games. However, as my wide receiver 3, I want the upside of a week-to-week, winner for me. So Brandon Cooks, that's my pick. And then...
Okay, let me pick his other player. Let's see. Receiver, he's probably going to go, okay, time receiver. All right, so he's going to go, let's see. Knowing Scott, he's going to probably want to boost his running back. So let's go see running backs. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with Kerryon Johnson, Detroit running back.
Kerryon Johnson. I don't know how I feel about Kerryon Johnson.
Where is he? Okay.
It's definitely not going to be him then.
You were right with the Detroit Lion. You were wrong with the Detroit
Marvin
Lion.
Jones. I don't like Marvin Jones. I think out of all the receivers, I think Marvin Jones regresses the most. I think Kenny Galladay is going to be a factor in that thing. I think Golden Tate's going to get his slot receiver touches.
Matt, we have another board bet. Marvin Jones, Golden Tate.
Well, I don't know. I just don't like Golden.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
No,
Big Sexy just took Alfred Morris via auto draft.
Hey, man, that's a good pick. I said I'm all in on Alfred Morris, baby. All in.
Alfred Morris, free agent. Holy cow, you have 5 running backs. We'll talk trade after this draft.
Yeah, that's a lot of running backs, bro.
Jamal Williams is a pretty solid pick here if he's able to hold the job after Aaron Jones' suspension.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Aaron Jones is suspended.
Only 2 games, though. Only 2 games. And I think Aaron Jones is the better running back than Jamal Williams. In fact, if Jamal Williams goes off, does Aaron Jones go on the field?
Do you feel like the NFL suspends more players than any other league?
They do. They do.
It's ridiculous.
You know what? They're the strictest, though. They're the strictest. But the problem is the players union. They need to start backing up the players. You know.
They got a weak players union for sure.
So see, they went to Tariq Cohen, who, as I said previously, that I don't know if Jordan Howard gets injured, Tariq Cohen has tremendous upside. I was looking at Tariq Cohen as a handcuff, but I need to see his team.
Hey, I'm letting everybody take Tariq Cohen who wants him.
Yeah. Jimmy Garoppolo, Jimmy G.
Who you got? You got Antonio Brown, Devontae Freeman, Aaron Rodgers. You got LaShawn McCoy. You got Jimmy Graham and Marshawn Lynch. You got the greatest 2012 team of all time. So, if I was you, you got
absolutely needs a wide receiver.
Yeah, I about to say you need a good wide receiver.
So Scott is really high on both Corey Davis and Marquise Gordon. Marquise Gordon looked like the wide receiver 1 on the team.
I would go with Marquise Goodwin because I think Mariota can't throw the football.
The guy wearing a Corey Davis jersey would go Marquise Goodwin.
Yeah, because
I don't trust Mariota.
Mariota can't throw the football, dog.
Corey Davis' position.
Mariota is gonna be hot garbage this year.
Only Daniels. I don't know who the hell Marquise Goodwin is. But all right. You got
He was decent. He got off on the Jags a little bit last year,
Yeah.
which is saying a lot because no too many wide receivers get off on the Jags.
Okay, so I'm at the point where I think if I hold off another round to the guy that I was originally looking at, I think someone's going to take him. So I did get Mark Ingram. He is suspended, so I do need an RB2. And this is the guy that I said, as much as it pains me to say Scott's right. Scott has been right on this guy. He looked tremendous in the preseason. I was high on Ronald Jones because I'm from USC, and I think Ronald Jones will eventually take over. But Ronald Jones does not look like the running back that he should be. So therefore, I'm picking the actual starter of Tampa Bay, Peyton Barber.
Peyton Barber.
So Scott, what do you think?
Yep, that's what's that? Your running back 3, and he fills in for Mark Ingram, so that's going to make your Mark Ingram hit, and then you can move when Ingram comes back, Peyton Barber to your running back 3 slot,
Or
potential flex on week to week,
Yeah.
or if Peyton Barber hits like big
Yeah.
time hits, I mean,
Trade him.
he has the upside too.
And
So-
plus, if Allen Robinson doesn't really turn out, I can drop Allen Robinson as my wide receiver 3 and put Peyton Barber if he really does hit. So that was the guy to everyone that's in redraft leagues that's drafting me by Wednesday. Peyton Barber in Yahoo is going. They don't adjust her rankings according to what actually happened in the field. So in Yahoo leagues, Peyton Barber.
I mean, you could get him
is
later.
later.
It wasn't going to happen in this draft, but you
Yeah,
could.
but I felt like absolutely that this was the latest I can get him at, and I'm looking for a sticker from Scott, but Scott's not giving me one.
No, I'm not going to give you one. Well, you can get a stick.
All right, so Hater Bears on the board again. Honestly,
Sleeper.
Everybody's sleeping on him.
honestly, at this point, I don't know, y'all. This is like the part of the draft when it gets real late and it's dark. And
No, this is where you win.
well, you got to. Yeah, I was just about to
Yeah.
say it's dark and you just got to win a draft. So, there's a guy that's sitting here that I like, and I'm gonna go ahead and go with him. So we'll see how that works out for me.
That's a pretty solid pick there.
Yeah, I went with Robert Woods, y'all. So,
I love myself Robert Woods. USC, baby. University of
Yeah.
Southern California graduate. I love Robert Woods.
wide receiver for Los Angeles Rams.
He had a
He
breakout
also
season last year.
dynamic on special teams too.
They got Phillip Rivers still.
No, that's Jared Goff. Jared Goff.
The Chargers shouldn't even be in LA.
No.
Why they in LA?
I don't know. That's another argument.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Robert Woods. So Robert Woods, they had Sammy Watkins on the team last year, right? And Robert Woods was the dominant wide receiver on that team in fantasy. He completely blew off. So that was a great value pick, in my opinion. I think he has potential to have a top 20 wide receiver numbers. And the fact that you got him in the 7th round is absolutely great. That's a great pick. Pound it.
Yeah. I like Robert Woods. I was looking at him a few rounds earlier. I thought it was a little too early.
That's a solid pick.
It's a solid pick.
And this is the all-white team. All right.
Julian Edelman, I like it. I like it a
Scott,
lot.
I gotta admit, bro, when you said you was drafting only white guys, I was kind of worried.
This dude's going to win with
You
all white
doing your
guys.
thing, baby.
No, as I said with Mark Ingram, if you can have a good base, because bye weeks don't start to week 4 anyway, so
Right.
if you're fortunate to have a player that is healthy and is a starter, and Julian Edelman comes back, Julian Edelman's going to be a star. We all know what Julian Edelman's going to be.
It's true.
And the fact that you got him in the 7th round is perfect. Good for you.
It's so few. The few white players that is there, they good. So
Yeah.
if you go all white.
Yeah.
You picking the best out of the.
That's right. Because the white players that are in the league are the best. Because it's hard to be white in this league. This ain't hockey. And then Bud followed it up by going Austin Safarian Jenkins. So
ASJ, my bold pick.
I actually think that's a good pick. I like ASJ.
I mean, no, I do not think that was a good pick. Because look at the tight ends off the board. Yeah, let's go.
If you're only drafted Jags,
I know. I mean, yeah, but look, you got Kyle Rudolph, David Njoku.
Well, if you're only drafting Jags, you better get
yeah,
him.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. As far as only drafted Jags,
He
he's
should have just
fine.
gotten Jags and Jags alum. Like people that play on the Jags. I think that'd been
That
better.
would have been good too.
Yeah,
but-
Mercedes-
Even if they were former Jags.
Yeah,
like Allen
former
Robinson.
Jag. Allen Robinson.
He's only got one pick. They screwed up Melvin Gordon. Somebody needs to hit him up to trade. What former
Somebody-
Jag do I got?
you need to go to the waiver wire and pick up
No, trade Melvin Gordon
Corey
to
Grant.
Leonard
and then,
Fournette.
yeah, pick up Corey Grant, and then I'll trade you for Melvin Gordon. You can have somebody else. I'm not giving you Leonard Fournette though. 2-7 is mine.
All right, so who's up next? Who's driving next? So
Trey
each of the next
Burton
so you got Josh. So let me see Josh's team. Which one's Josh's team? It's the last pick. So Josh went running back, receiver, quarterback, running back, tight end. At this point, his starting rotation is pretty good. I still think he's probably going to increase his he's probably going to go wide receiver. He needs another wide receiver. So I'm going to guess, Josh, don't pick yet. I'm going to guess your pick. knowing Josh, he loves this guy, but he's probably not going to take him. I'm sorry, Robbie Anderson. Never mind doing Michael Crabtree, but I was right with.
He picked Michael Crabtree.
Yeah.
Robbie Anderson.
So Scott, when you say super sleeper, what do you mean by that?
I mean, look, he was what? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's the 9th tight end off the board. He could be a top 3 tight end.
That's true.
That's where I'm at with Trey Bird.
Yeah.
It's just because Matt Nagy's coming over from Kansas City. You know, remember
Travis
Travis
Kelce.
Kelce, and they're trying to use him in that same role.
So Bud just went Corey Grant.
Corey Grant. Little scat back.
So then Cool Kids Corner went quarterback Matthew Stafford. You can't go wrong with
Hey, you don't get no more white than Matthew Stafford. He's probably mudding right now, and his wife is talking about how Jalen Ramsey.
Andy Dalton's from Texas.
No, but Andy Dalton is down with the people, bro. Like, he understands black people. Matthew Stafford, I kind of got a different view of him when his wife came out and said, Jalen Ramsey, nothing about him screams GQ. Oh, I know that cold language. I know what that means.
I missed that one.
So Jalen Ramsey was like Matthew Stafford. He didn't even say nothing bad about Matthew Stafford. He said he good. And then his wife came out and was like, what about
Who
him
do you guys
says
think
that
took
he's
Matthew
GQ?
Stafford?
Matthew Stafford went to KKK.
Oh, no, I'm
No, he
sorry.
didn't.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Senior Chief Squid. KKK's got them now.
Gerald got
I'm sorry.
Matthew Stafford. Gerald, you sleep right now.
Danny
but you got
Amendola, like, pick a quarterback.
Danny Amendola.
Oh,
Who'd
you
you
got Tom
pick
Brady.
him?
Okay, never mind.
Who'd you pick, Danny Amendola?
KKK.
Oh, I mean, another white player. I'm
Shocker.
proud of you, Scott. I'm proud of you.
Shocker.
I'm proud of you right now.
No, so Hater Bear's up next. So it looks like Anthony's team. So Anthony's got Leonard Fournette, Travis Kelce, Fitzgerald, Cooper, Cam Newton, Chris Carson, Robert Woods. So
I did what I always do, which I always say I'm not going to do, which is fill my team out. So
at this point, I'll go pick best available player. So
yeah,
at the position you need, though, not best available, but at the position you need. So I do think you need another running back because just in case injury happens. So let's look at the running backs you have, right? So yeah, Kerryon Johnson, who's a PPR stud, Isaiah Correll, Sony Michel, that knee injury. Duke Johnson is probably the back to own in Cleveland. Chris Thompson is probably the back to own in Washington. Adrian Peterson's still there. He looked good in Washington Redskins when that first preseason.
You know what? And you know what? He did look good, and I'm going to take a chance on AP right here.
Okay.
Now, I think he's old as dirt and long in the tooth, but Washington is in a bind. I know they wanted to run the football with
Scott's giving me the sticker.
Oh, thank you. I hope it's not nothing bad. But no, what's the guy who got hurt? Geis, Darius Geis. I know they wanted to run the football with Darius Geis, and I feel like
Scott wasn't going to change his.
I feel like their strategy got knocked off when Geis got hurt. So I'm going with AP because
Fantasy Leprechaun's giving you.
I'm taking a chance or whatever, but
him again.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, but see, I'm taking a
He's
chance.
still around, apparently.
Yeah, but here's my thing. If I put him in my flex position and he gets me like 80 yards and a touchdown a game, that's decent. I'm straight. You don't think AP can get you 80 yards and a TD? He gonna get at least one TD a game. It's AP. Oh, Scott
It's
doesn't.
2018.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's old. Scott, I agree with you. He's old, but
I will admit he had a couple of games being fantasy relevant going off with the Cardinals last year. So you're gonna have a few hit games.
and you know what I'm hoping? I'm hoping that starting the season, let's say he comes out the gate, and not even for me, for my team. Let's say he comes out the gate 200-yard game. I'm hoping one of you knuckleheads trade with me. Scott wouldn't, but somebody in here be like, "Oh, I got AP if you want."
My goal is not so. By the way, give me the camera. Give me the camera. He just tore his ACL.
We mentioned that on the show. If you
Yep,
watched
and
the
we
show
called
ahead
it. We
of
said
time.
somebody's gonna pick Jerick McKinnon.
He's done.
Who picked him?
What was that?
Jonesy's team.
Oh, come on, Brian. Hey,
All right,
bro.
guys.
I thought Brian said he was gonna be like a beast at this. Wasn't he talking junk?
Yeah,
I
he was
could've sworn
talking
he
junk.
He's
junk.
on auto, is it?
He can't be on auto.
All right.
Because he can't be on auto.
So, okay. So I need tight end, but tight end's deep to me. I think the tight end I want will be in the next available round.
Oh wait, back to the last round. What was the guy you wanted? Are you gonna get him here?
No, what are you talking about?
You said last round that there was somebody you were gonna pick, but you're gonna go Peyton Barber. But you think you could get him back around?
I still think, yeah, it was going to
Oh, you think you can come again to the next round?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you know when the
I was gonna ask you between here because I didn't pick, but now I
Yeah.
pick between. So I'll let you go.
Okay, I'll get to that once there. So, a lot of people on this decision want us to go, I need to fill my roster out, tight end. No, I'm going to go with the best available player. in terms of the position I need, just in case Allen Robinson doesn't hit, right? Okay, Scott said Matt Nagy doesn't really throw to the wide receiver one, right? So I'm going to go with a wide receiver that I think a lot of people are sleeping high on, but I think has tremendous value, especially in the 8th round where I'm drafting him in. I'm going to go with this man right here, Sammy Watkins.
Sammy
Tremendous
Watkins.
upside.
Now, I'm actually surprised that Sammy Watkins is going this low down in the draft.
Because he's going. I don't know why people are against him. I actually have a prop bet with Scott.
Right.
That I said Sammy Watkins would do better than what was there?
I think it was Josh Gordon. Right?
Josh Gordon, yes. So obviously I'm high on Josh Gordon. Scott's high on Sammy Watkins. But the fact that he'll be my wide receiver,
What's
possibly
funny is
4.
I got Josh Gordon and you got
I
Sammy
know.
Watkins.
So he's my wide receiver 4. I can fill him in if Allen
Hey,
Robinson doesn't do anything.
Matt, what was the criticism I had of Allen Robinson?
Allen Robinson, the criticism ahead of it, he drops too many balls.
No, criticism of Allen Robinson. Matt Nagy's offense.
Oh yeah, wide receiver.
Well, Sammy Watkins,
Oh.
same offense.
I like
not
Sammy
Matt
Watkins.
Nagy though.
No,
I
but
think-
it's the same style
Yeah.
of offense.
I think he was a
Same
little
scheme.
overpaid, but
Yeah, but the fact
he
that
on the team now.
the
so
fact that
whatever.
they pay him that much money, they're going to try to use him with Pat Mahomes, who's a gunslinger and likes to throw the ball deep.
He does.
So
They're going to try to
Tyreek Hill,
deep ball it with
yeah.
him, and then they're going to figure out real quick that that's going to lose them games, and then hopefully they start throwing the ball to Travis Kelce, which
So
would
Kirk
help me
Cousins
out.
goes next. I love myself some Kirk Cousins. I got myself a Kirk Cousins jersey. He's my dynasty quarterback. I think Kirk Cousins can have a top 5 quarterback season with the Minnesota Vikings. Scott disagrees because of that defense, but I think the defense gives him more value. Instead of
No, you
starting,
didn't go yet.
instead of Kirk Cousins starting on his own 20, he may have more chance
yeah,
to
you
start
did.
in the opponent's side of the field because of turnovers.
Who did you go with, Carl?
Let me say Allen Hearns, though. I had-
Yeah, you went with Allen Hearns? I like the Allen Hearns pick.
Jaguars. When the Jaguars leave us, they seem to always
We do better. That's true. That's true. Now only Jags fans would know this.
No.
Big Sexy in the background and Tank right there. The theory is that when a Jaguar player leaves the Jags, he does better. Why you think this is, Tank? That's it.
Jimmy Smith didn't do well.
Jimmy Smith ain't never leave. He
Oh,
retired.
he went from
Yeah.
he went from the Cowboys. That's right.
Keenan McCarty won a Super Bowl. Yeah, so I mean, if you ask a Jaguar fan, that's true. Plus, I like the Allen Hearns pick in general because Dak ain't got nobody to throw to. So somebody got to catch the ball
Right.
at some point.
Okay.
Well, Matt, you're right about the person.
Damn it.
Carry on Johnson.
Ah. That was one of them. That was the player that I was.
To me, I think he has league-winning upside. It's just a matter of if he can get the job.
And the thing's falling.
Yes.
That actually wasn't the guy that I was originally going to pick, but Scott may still pick him in the next pick, so we'll see.
The Kirk Cousins thing. Can we
so-
talk about that real quick?
Yeah, let's talk about it. What's
So
your
here's
quarrels?
my thing about Kirk Cousins or whatever, right? I don't think he's a bad quarterback, but I feel like there's this hype around him like he's a top 5, top 10 quarterback. I just think he's an average at best quarterback.
What if I told you that the last 3 seasons Scott has been a top 5 candidate quarterback?
With stats?
Yes.
Yes, I agree with you
All right.
because I've seen it. But it's different. Like I don't
No,
know.
he's not a top 5 quarterback in terms he takes the next level and wins like MVP or wins a Super Bowl. He won't get that, but in terms of fantasy, that's great value. Because the quarrel with Kirk Cousins was, he doesn't get touchdown opportunities, right? But he always started on his side of the 20, right? Now with the great defense, I think the defense turns the ball over, gives him better field position, and with that running game of Dalvin Cook, Latavius Murray, that's gonna give him his better.
So
better
you're
upside.
expecting
better fantasy season for
Yeah,
sure.
I was gonna say you're expecting more touchdowns and stuff like you say because of field position.
And I think he has a really good shot to honestly win the Super Bowl with that team. This is his best team he's ever been on.
I'll tell you what, their defense is like they have a really good defense.
The best team he's ever been on, for sure.
The thing that scares me about Kirk Cousins is like playing up against another good defense. I think he's suspect. So luckily he's in the division where it'll be
Who's the guy?
interesting. You got Corey Davis off the board finally. So, and of course,
Damn, was that me already? Oh.
I was back on tank. Oh, who went Ben Roethlisberger right
gosh. Goff, Crowder, Big Ben.
You gotta carry up,
Yeah.
dude. Come on.
Ben Roethlisberger. And how many quarterbacks should you pick?
One.
Yeah, I thought so.
Quarterback's the type of player that when the bye week comes, you can just drop like a player that is low on your team and just grab a quarterback.
there. Now see, that's weird. I like to draft another quarterback.
No, that's
towards
bad.
the end, but
Quarterbacks, kickers, and defense you can stream every week.
I'm going to go with the best player that's available.
see, I like having a good.
I don't know who's punching. I know it's going to be with Cam.
Yeah,
What
Funches
receivers
is with Cam.
1, 2.
That's their one.
That's in one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that.
I thought about him when I was up.
Man, Scott likes Devin Funches, and that being said, the player that I wanted, I'm not going to wait on this guy because he's definitely going to pick up next probably, especially with some of the people that auto drafting. This guy is very susceptible to injury, but the fact that I in the 9th round, I think he has tremendous value if he's healthy because when he was healthy, he was a top 3 tight end.
Right.
I'm going with Jordan Reed.
Now, I like Jordan Reed a lot. I think he's a hell of a player.
Alex Smith loves his tight
And
ends.
I was just going to say, I think his value goes way up with Alex Smith because Alex Smith is a tight end dumping off.
Kirk Cousins was a tight end thing. The only problem with
Yeah.
Jordan Reed is that he's injured a lot. He gets injured a lot. So does he stay healthy?
Maybe not.
He's like, I'm a risk taker. I like to take risks.
He's one hit from never.
Yeah, true. That's a risk taker. So I will probably get another tight end, a deeper tight end later. But risk versus reward from where he's at. If he does stay healthy, boom, he can explode.
Well, guys, it appears John Elway heard my cry and has cut Paxton.
Yes!
He'll be picked up before the day's over. He might not make it through waivers. And
They
it's because
picked
he's
up-
6'6".
So, is your
They
pick?
picked up Kevin Hogan off
By
waivers.
the way, guys, Latavius, I just want to talk about Latavius Murray. I love Latavius Murray. I love him a lot. People are so obsessed with Dalvin Cook. People forget that Latavius Murray is a stud. He's an absolute stud. And if Dalvin Cook doesn't get his ACL doesn't heal properly, Latavius Murray will be that guy. I love Latavius Murray, especially in the round he got drafted in. Scott, what do you think?
Well, he had to make up for that Jerick McKinnon pick, so
Yeah.
I think he did that there. Just trying to see if I can use any of my stickers anywhere around here.
I do want to say with Akil, you did combine Big Ben with Le'Veon Bell, stacking. I always like stacking Le'Veon Bell, who's a receiver practically. Good job, Akil. Good job. I just want to say that it looks like flag on the play side is probably going to be in the playoffs. I mean, Pigskin Dynasty side. I'm sorry. So what are you thinking, Anthony?
I'm thinking here, I like Alshon Jeffries, but
He's injured for the
he's
first 2
injured,
weeks.
right? So, but I still could take a chance, but I'm not going to do it. And I think I'm going to go with Pierre Garçon right here. I know that Tank.
I actually love that pick.
I'm about to say, I know that Tank already went with Marquise Goodwin, who's the number 1.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he'll be the number
But
1.
I think Pierre Garçon will steal some
No, I
catches.
think Pierre Garçon is the number 1 receiver, but Marquise Goodwin has a better rapport with Jimmy G.
Yeah.
So we all know with first guy waved. We know in Kyle Shanahan's offense he likes to feature the X receiver. So is that Pierre Garçon? Is that Marquise Goodwin? I don't think we know until
We don't know yet, yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to see him play.
Because one thing with Pierre Garçon, he is coming back from a neck injury. Oh, so he only had preseason action in week 3.
Right.
So his neck is healthy, but one hit to the neck. Is he injured? Don't know.
And
Well,
see,
we'll
I think I'll play it out the first week. I don't know if I'll play him.
Yeah, and that's good.
And then I'll see what he does.
Let's look at your team. You have Larry Fitzgerald, Mari Cooper. Okay, you don't need to start 3 receivers. You can start 3 running backs.
You got 3 receivers here, listed here.
Yeah.
Okay, so
3 receivers in a flex, so you could play 3.
Oh, Robert Woods, yeah. And then you can
Yeah.
wait on Pierre Garçon.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I can probably wait and see
and then
what
Peterson
he does.
could be in your flex.
If
3
he
receivers, 3
explodes, you
running
can try to trade him for some value. You know, it's just.
I'm grinding right here because I want to win that belt. So
Oh, you probably don't want to win the belt. Corner. Let's see what Quick Hits corner is. Let's see. He's gonna probably.
backs. It has to be a white player.
Be a
Andrew
white
Luck?
guy. No, he
He's
already
already
has
got
quarterback.
Brady. He's got like 4
Jack
quarterbacks.
Doyle
There you go. Jack Doyle's next.
or
White
George
non-quarterback.
Kittle,
he's gonna start drafting kickers.
Tyler Eckert, Minnesota Vikings defense.
Yeah, he's gonna start. The whitest defense would be the Patriots, I believe.
No, I think Minnesota.
Oh yeah,
Vikings.
Minnesota has the safety.
Harrison Smith.
Jags kept a white safety, Cody Davis or whatever.
Yeah,
I would have cut him.
That's a white name if I ever heard.
Cody
of
Davis? You dang right. You could tell he was at the top of his class. He was safety patrol.
Cole Beasley. There you go.
Cole Beasley. Okay. Scott trying.
I think Scott just typed white players in NFL. He just like went through it.
Hey, at least the white players he's drafting I've heard of.
I mean, he's 9 picks in. He's got a team that will.
So Dante
They ain't gonna finish
Moncrief.
last.
Dante Moncrief was backed up by Bud.
I'm okay with that pick, actually.
That's pretty elite.
He does look. I mean, he's had a horrible preseason. Horrible preseason.
He only had 1 play. But my thing about the Jags is you don't know who the Jags are going to who's gonna take over that spot and become the one? Like, I have no idea.
Oh, the defense.
Who in Minnesota defense? Oh, my brother, because they're auto drafting.
I gotta go pick up my baby, but I need some corners before I go.
Okay.
All right.
When do y'all draft in defense?
Last one.
pick.
La-
Kickers,
kickers, and defense. Last 2 picks.
Last 2 picks, kickers and defense.
Okay.
Go
And if
best
the
available
defense
player
really like
here on
that's
out.
available when we get to like the 13th or 12th round, you can go just a round or 2 earlier.
Yeah.
As I said, a defense and kicker is a type of position you can stream every week. Like you can drop
Who,
them, pick them up, drop them, pick them up, etc.
Do you have any holes?
Quarterback. Why you want to pick 2 quarterbacks?
Because there's no value there. Because your quarterbacks rarely ever get
You
injured. to
can't
the
play
point
2
where you miss
quarterbacks
games.
at one time. But
See, I need it.
But
Yeah,
see,
it's only one
but see,
quarterback.
that's my thing though. It depends on who your quarterback is. You got Aaron Rodgers, you don't need another quarterback
Like,
right now.
let's say, for example, Russell Wilson or Cam Newton who run the ball, who are more acceptable getting hit, right?
Yeah.
They can get injured, right? That's the only thing. But even then, a lot of quarterbacks are going to go undrafted that you can just pick up in free agency.
Yeah.
You can drop them and pick them up.
Yeah,
in free
you'll be able to
agency.
get a good quarterback. The thing is, like,
And also, I'm sorry, one second.
Go ahead.
Scoring for quarterbacks is every 25 yards, passing yards is 1 point. Unlike for receiving and rushing, it's every 10 yards. So, you know, the value isn't there to draft 2 quarterbacks.
and for me, I would say this: if you didn't have Aaron Rodgers and you had, I don't know, like Tyrod Taylor, I would say, yeah, get another quarterback because you don't know who's going to be. But since you got Aaron Rodgers, you'll be all right.
I think the team's stellar.
You'll be all right. You ain't gonna finish in last place. I can tell you who finished in last place.
I'm the only team
It ain't
that
gonna
doesn't
be-
have a
it ain't gonna be
quarterback.
damn well.
As I said, quarterbacks with the play, you can go 9th, 10th round and get good. Like Philip Rivers.
Josh
still
just
there.
took his second.
O'Shaughnessy just
Josh
went
took
off
a
the
second
board.
quarterback?
I know you don't have an O'Shaughnessy sticker. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
He has to write it in probably.
We'll find out.
Carson Wentz. I mean,
All right, y'all. I'm out, man.
All right,
man.
man.
See ya, dude.
Tank's leaving, y'all. You still drafting though, right?
Yeah, I'm still
Okay, don't go to auto draft.
We do not have a James O'Shaughnessy.
I knew the O'Shaughnessy
there's
thing.
a blank one in there. You just
Yeah,
have to write it in.
I knew he wasn't gonna. James O'Shaughnessy. I bet whoever made that draft board doesn't even know he exists as a human being. Although he's gonna get some looks. He's gonna get some looks. Is he gonna do anything with it? I'm not sure. Tyler Eifert. I forgot he was in the league. Okay. So Hater Bears are up to the draft once again. Tight ends are flying off the board right now.
This is where typically tight ends go usually.
Yeah, they're flying off the board.
Unless it's a tier 1 tight ends like Gronkowski, Kelsey, Ertz, they're going to go a little bit earlier. But this is where, and this league isn't, but a lot of leagues are tight end premium, which is 1.5 points per reception. So they have a little bit more value. But this is just basic PPR. So.
Njoku's there. I like him, but not necessarily. I feel like I'm stuck into.
I mean, George Kittle I like him, but he did injure his shoulder, so is he going to play week 1? You don't know. O.J. Howard, I'm pretty high on because, you know, they got to throw the ball to somewhere. Is it Deshaun Jackson? But, you know, Jack Doyle, and Eric Ebron, though. You don't know which Colt tight end is going to be there. Ricky Seals-Jones, he did get arrested. I don't know what that's going to be about. Jared Cook, I like Charles Clay a lot. They're going to have to throw the ball to someone in Buffalo.
Yeah, that's true.
So they traded for Corey Coleman, and Corey Coleman gets cut. So Corey Coleman's not on that team no more. The number 1 receiver, I forget his name. Is it? I can look it up. Kelvin Benjamin is the number 1 receiver, but he's injury prone. So
I went with
David Njoku. That's fine.
I
That's
went
a
with
good pick.
Njoku. I like Njoku.
So
I think
Jones's team went Jimmy G. Good pick. I like it a lot. Good pick.
I was going in Njoku if he slid past.
Yeah, I like Njoku a lot. He's their number 1 tight end, so he'll get some productive numbers, regardless.
At this point, I'm loading up. At this point, Jet, when my starting rotations are already filled, I'm loading up on wide receivers and running backs at this point because those are the most important positions in my opinion. So the fact that this guy still fell down, a lot of people are overlooking him because, oh, you got Evan Ingram, you got Odell Beckham, you got Saquon Barkley, but this guy, I think, is going to be the, I think that's the guy that I'm going to go pick. It's Sterling Shepard. Sorry, Coleman, you took Ezekiel Elliott. I'm going to take Sterling Shepard. I think he has a potential to break out.
Now I look at Sterling Shepard way earlier.
Scott going to give me another sticker for that?
You could get a sticker for that one. That was a good pick.
When I was looking at Robert Woods, I was looking at Sterling Shepard. But I thought it was way too early because I like Sterling Shepard as a player. I just don't know how I feel about him fantasy-wise. Scott says he's a super sleeper. So
when Scott means by super, it means look at all the receivers that I drafted on the board. Sterling Shepard has potential to be a top 15 player.
Yeah, I think he's got that. Top 20 at least, top 24.
And especially with, he's probably he's a fill-in wide receiver if someone gets injured and everything. I like him the way I'm at.
So it's back on Tank for his pick. But he's in the car.
Don't draft and drive, guys.
Yeah, I was about to say he's in the car. So if he's still over this area, I know he ain't got no service. So
Horizon all the way, baby.
I know he ain't got no service. So
once you get to New Kings, you're pretty good.
I hope he doesn't auto draft because he's gonna end up with Phillip Rivers, and that's gonna make him super unhappy.
I mean, Phillip Rivers is a great quarterback.
He already has a great quarterback. So yeah.
I'm just really pumped that the report came out that Jordan Wilkins will start if Marlon Mack isn't injured because I've been talking about Jordan Wilkins this whole time, guys. I love myself some Jordan Wilkins. He's probably going undrafted and in redraft leagues too, probably.
Well, better not go undrafted in this one.
I just want to point out that it's only, this is a 15-round draft, so we're getting close to the point where you're going to have to start drafting defense. So if you're going to make a move for Jordan Wilkins, you probably got to do it round 13, unless you're going to stream defensive kickers around 14.
Oh, you went with Kittle?
That's a good pick. I like George Kittle, but is his shoulder going to be healthy? Is his shoulder going to come back? That's the thing.
Aguilar right after that. Now, I like Aguilar a lot, but I like Aguilar when Carson Wentz is playing.
Another USC receiver. I like him. I expect Nick Foles to be the quarterback for at least 3 weeks, but if Carson...
That's a long time.
I know, but...
The Eagles hope Nick Foles ain't quarterback for 3 weeks.
No, I think Nick Foles will be fine.
You think so?
Hey, if
What's the first 3 games?
They play the Falcons.
I think that's a win.
And they probably play one of the division opponents. I don't know the actual schedule, but I think Nick Foles... Aguilar...
Sony Michel just went off the board.
Don't like Sony Michel, man.
I know you've got a problem with that knee.
And plus, Rex Burkhead looks really good. Rex Burkhead looks really good.
Has Rex Burkhead got picked yet?
Yep.
Rookie of the year. Really, Scott?
Hey, that's one of those in the 10th round. I mean, Sony Michel could be the Alvin Kamara. He could win your league. I've never been, we've talked about this many times. I don't love Sony Michel, but put him in the Patriots system. He has an upside to score a bunch of touchdowns. So I got to recognize that. And then the 10th round, there's a lot of upside there.
Sony Michel, bone on bone.
We've seen Jay Ajayi do fine with it, but one hit to the knee, was that it?
Miles Jack allegedly has bone on bone too, and he's a baller. So I think it depends on the player. They can fight through the pain.
Yeah, that's true. But you got to think of Sony Michel. I was high on Sony Michel to begin with, guys. I loved him a lot. Didn't like how he fell to the Patriots because of all the running backs they have. Sony Michel is a smaller guy, so Miles Jack is 230 pounds, 225-pound guy. Sony Michel's a $190. So
I'm with Scott though in the system for the Patriots. That's a hell of a system for Sony Michel to be in if he can be himself.
Look at Dion Lewis. Dion Lewis is the guy that is probably the most comparable to Sony Michel.
Right.
But he still didn't go out until like week 8. Mike Gillislee was the running back of choice. You still have James White there catching passes. You got Rex Burks that's catching passes. There's so many running backs on that field. But the fact that you get him in the 10th round, steal me.
How do you feel about Rashad Penny just went off the board? For Scott, your man
I
Scott.
don't like Rashad Penny at all. I think he gained 16 pounds. A running back that gained 16 pounds is absurd.
I don't understand how Rashad Penny went in the first round of the NFL draft, and I just don't see it.
Completely-
Like, what's going
Complete
on?
shocker. I had him as like a round 3 talent, and he came out round 1, completely going up draft boards.
Scott, what's your method behind the madness with drafting Rashard Penny right there?
We're here in the 10th round. We're at the 120th pick in the draft.
And nobody cares.
I'm pretty weak at running back, so I just want to get guys like Kerryon Johnson, Rashad Penny, who could be those late season league winners.
And I can see that. That makes sense. You know.
All right, so Scott's next pick. Well, let me see what. Let me try to predict that. Let me try to predict it. Okay, so I'm 1 for 2 so far. So got running back, tight end, receiver, running back, receiver. Okay, at this point, I think Scott probably goes. I think he's go wide receiver. So I think he's probably going to load up on wide receiver. Let's see what the running backs are. All right, I'm going to go. Scott's probably going to go. Not him.
10 seconds.
I think go Will Fuller.
I hate Will Fuller a lot. But the Texans don't hate Will Fuller. You know why? Because they cut your boy. What's your boy? Braxton Miller?
Yeah.
They cut Braxton Miller because they're comfortable with Will Fuller.
Oh, Andrew Luck. I totally forgot about quarterback. That's a good pick.
Oh, Scott's going way down the board for his quarterback.
Andrew
Luck
Luck coming in the 11th round is beautiful.
Yeah, Andrew Luck's a good pick. I
totally forgot they needed their quarterback.
Yeah, I was going to go another time around, but the 2 guys that I liked there, I didn't think would come back to me, so I took
Phillip Rivers?
No.
Matt Ryan?
I ain't saying who your guys.
No, I know Scott. It was Phillip Rivers. Scott loves Phillip Rivers.
I might have took Phillip over Andrew Luck.
I almost did.
Yeah, I would have took Phillip over Andrew Luck.
My only question with Andrew Luck is to make sure that his arm's healthy. Andrew Luck, to me, has a better fantasy upside than Phillip Rivers because of the fact that he does run the ball a little bit.
Which is why I went with him.
But Phillip Rivers is a great quarterback. You can't really go wrong with each of them, but the fact that you get more value with rushing, Andrew Luck may get a couple rushing touchdowns. That's probably what Scott was thinking about.
Who's Andrew Luck throwing the ball to?
T.Y. Hilton,
Donnie.
Who else?
Eric
Tight ends.
Ebron, Jack Doyle. All great fantasy prospects.
See, I'm fickle.
See,
I'm a Jag fan. I don't respect
also-
Jordan
T.Y.
Wilkins, Marlon Mack, all those
Part
running
of it is
backs.
also the defense. The defense is going to give up a lot of points, therefore they're going to have to throw the ball and chase points the whole game. I think the
Oh,
Chargers
garbage
have a
time,
solid
Andrew
defense.
Luck.
I also think the Chargers can run the ball. I don't think the Colts can. So there's several factors that went into it.
That's true. The Colts
I
can't
think
run the
Andrew
ball.
Luck
at
has a
all.
little bit higher ceiling than Phillip Rivers has. Phillip Rivers is going to be easy, steady. He's going to get you 20, 25 points a game. But he's probably not going to get you 40 points a game very often. I think Luck could get me, 2 games of that. But I'm also...
Where you're picking him.
Right, this late, it doesn't matter. Plus, I mean, Andrew Luck's not going to be my only quarterback. I don't trust the shoulder. I don't trust him coming off. He hasn't looked great in preseason, but he still has the upside. So I will be coming back for another quarterback. Fair warning to everybody watching, I am looking at a second quarterback. But
I too like 2 quarterbacks. That's my thing. So.
I mean, if I had Aaron Rodgers or somebody more steady, I invested high pick into Aaron Rodgers, so I'd probably just keep the 1. But picking this late, give me 2.
So I'm definitely going running back in this pick. I do like Chris Thompson, but I don't think he's going to play until November, and that's like half the fantasy season. I do like myself some Aaron Jones. The fact that he's only suspended only 2 games doesn't really worry me. As you saw, I picked Mark Ingram. Ronald Jones is still there, handcuffed to Peyton Barber. We'll see. Obviously, I'm not. I'm probably going to lean towards. I'm going to go with the player that I think will explode if the running back ahead of him ever gets injured. Running back ahead of him didn't play all of preseason, right? And this guy looks great in the preseason. I think he's going to have. He will do something if.
8 seconds.
So I'm going to go with James Garner.
That's my auto pick every last round of my draft. James Conner is my auto pick.
I think James Conner is gonna do a little something.
And there's reports that he might have a role even with Le'Veon Bell in there, and as like
the first few weeks he's gonna. A few years ago I had Williams, D'Angelo Williams.
Yes.
When Le'Veon Bell was doing his hurt shit and all that, and I feel like when you got a Pittsburgh running backs, you go with those guys early
You
on.
get 2 stickers on that one.
So yeah.
Oh, thanks. I got 2 stickers.
2 stickers. Bud, I believe that's Bud with Keelan Cole. Maybe.
I'm just impressed that Scott's really complimenting me.
Apparently, that's something that never happened.
I know it doesn't. It just I brought it up so many times.
So I'm going to go with Aaron Jones right here.
That's
I like it. They're good.
So the reason why I'm going with Aaron Jones, we're late, dude. I got a team to fill the first few weeks.
And I think Aaron Jones is the running back that will eventually
All right,
take
which
over.
white player goes here? Matt Ryan?
No, he already has quarterback.
Yeah, but what other white players can he go with?
Minnesota Vikings defense.
They already got picked.
Oh, they did? Minnesota Vikings defense got picked?
Jags defense and Vikings defense are gone. Look how dapper you look, man.
Oh, thank you.
You look
I
amazing.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. I know. Thank you. I'm wearing bourbon cologne.
Smells amazing.
Smells amazing. I know. I just redid my. I got my beard line good. You know.
Yeah. If I was gay, I'd make out with him right
Ah,
now.
thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, Scott, you're cornering. You're looking through everything to get a white player.
Scott's
right
like, I
now.
need something.
Yeah. Also, there's a bus sticker on the Randall Cobb pick. Why is that, Scott?
Well, there's reports that they're already looking into trading him, and they kept, what, 7 receivers, 8 receivers?
They drafted 3 of them
They
too.
drafted
right?
3 and then kept 8 on their active roster. That's unheard of.
8 receivers is a lot of receivers.
We were talking 6.
Aaron Rodgers come out and say everybody sucked, though, so.
And if Aaron Rodgers says that, it has to be true.
He was very complimentary of Jake Kumaro,
Oh, okay.
but I would not draft him.
Yeah, no.
With somebody like that, I'll see it first. If I miss out on the waiver wire, I will.
Randall Cobb would be interesting. I don't think they'll be able to
Scott,
trade
you have 10
him.
seconds, Scott. Pick a light-skinned guy.
There you go. Light-skinned guy, Scott.
Light-skinned guy don't count.
They mix.
Jasmine Tucker. Okay.
right.
He jumped back to. Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind. Long time. I thought he did back-to-back kickers.
Was that his first kicker?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Quite impressive to see how long this is going to go for.
Jaden Mixon. Who the heck is that guy?
Jadon Mickens.
Jadon Mickens.
There goes Rivers.
Nice pick, Josh. Will Fuller is a good pick.
Jadon Mickens is number 85 for the Jags. He does the punt returns and stuff like that.
Okay.
He might get a few catches, but there'll be some games he'll have 0 points. A lot of games he'll have 0 points. I don't know. How does this league work as far as like kick return yardage? Does it go all to the defense and special teams, or do the players get a point for scoring? Okay.
Players get some.
So he'll.
Most leagues don't actually give it.
Yeah, I
but
know.
We give like every 20 yards is 1 point.
He's super dynamic, and he may take one back this year. He took 2 back last year, and could have been 3. So that's taking 2 kick returns back is not something to golf at. So. So Bud may get like a few points from there.
We got 2 right-ins, both for the same player.
Yeah. Well, that's because Bud's drafting foolishness. And he just went with Tommy Bohannon, so you might as well get ready to write that in too.
Is that a running back, tight end?
He's a fullback.
I don't have fullback stickers.
He's a fullback.
I'll put it as a running back. I lost my pen.
I don't think a fullback.
That was the guy to go with.
A fullback's ever been drafted in a serious league ever.
John Juszczyk.
Oh, Juszczyk, yeah. Mike
Or
Allstott
Kyle
too.
Juszczyk, sorry. I got that
Probably Mike Allstott too back in the day.
He went back-to-back stealing my picks, too. Here we go. We'll go ahead and put him up here. Give him a sticker on both of those.
No, you're not drafting that. You good. It's actually on me right here. Crowell is off the board.
I'm gonna stand up right now because my legs are killing me. I'm back, guys. I'm back. So what you thinking about, Anthony, right now? So,
I feel like I'm good on running back, so
Okay.
I'm thinking like wide receiver here.
as I said, in this part of the draft, you want to build up on your depth, okay?
Yeah, I'm thinking about wide receiver here. I have a
Okay,
bunch of good wide receivers.
Let's look at the available wide receivers.
Oh, he's on auto draft too. Man, auto draft went back-to-back steal my picks. Senior Chief.
Oh,
Squid.
that's my brother in Japan.
He got my Phillip Rivers and.
Oh, you know what? I see
Isaiah
a pick
Crowell
right here that I'm going
were the
with.
two guys that I was
There you
looking
go.
at getting this
Ten
back.
steals.
No, I'm going with Kevin Benjamin.
Kelvin Benjamin.
That's
No.
not a bad pick.
No,
dude.
yeah, I was gonna say I'm
They
going,
got to throw the ball to someone, right?
yeah. That's my theory on that one. They got to throw it to somebody, so I'm gonna go with Kelvin Benjamin there because he's their number one by default. Period. So my only thing is who's throwing the ball? Is it Nate? I throw 5 interceptions a game, Peterman, or is it Josh? I like to say, nigga, even though I live in North Dakota,
I didn't say
Allen.
I did not say it.
Yeah. I think that's kind of, I don't know. My thing is who's throwing the ball. It won't be A.J. McCarron, I can tell you that.
Okay, so while we wait for him, I'm next. As I said, on this part of the this late rounds of the draft, before we get to the kickers and defense, I like to build up on my depth. So the next pick that I'm going to do is a running back that is probably behind a current running back, but if he gets injured, that guy's high. Plus Scott, as we said earlier, we're already high on him to begin with. Scott's high on him to begin with. So we'll see if he picks him.
Rita.
Yeah.
Once we get this round over, I'm going to sign off on Flag on the Play. So y'all make sure y'all go over to the YouTube
Live.
of Pigskin Dynasty, YouTube Live. They're streaming live. It'll be 13 rounds. There's only 15 rounds. We
Yeah.
all know what happens in the last two
Yeah,
rounds. So,
kickers and defense.
yeah, so once this round is over, I'm going to sign off. I appreciate everybody checking us out. So y'all make sure y'all listen to Pigskin Dynasty.
We have 3 more rounds, actually. We have 3 more rounds.
3 more rounds. Y'all make sure y'all listen to Pigskin Dynasty podcast and check them out. Anything fantasy football with a little sprinkle.
Little
Just a
sprinkle,
sprinkle.
little sauce, little salt.
Sprinkle of sports talk. And then y'all make sure y'all check out Flag on the Play
Till
podcast
Tuesdays.
every Till Tuesday. Me and Bud streaming live, 6 p.m. YouTube,
Hey, before
Facebook.
before you go, who's your pick for the Atlanta Falcons, Philadelphia Eagles Thursday night?
I'm going to go, and we're going to pick these on the show, so y'all make sure y'all tune in on Tuesday. But I'm going to go with the Eagles here. Now, I don't want to go with the Eagles per se because Carson Wentz is out, but I'm not a big Falcons fan this year or whatever. I think they're going to be decent, don't get me wrong, but I actually think they're going to win the division. But I don't think they're going to
Saints win the division.
You think Saints win the division?
Yeah. But I have Eagles 30-21.
I would say Eagles 23, Falcons 17, something like that.
No, it's gonna be a high scoring game. It's gonna be
You think so?
they're all offense. No
Falcons defense is suspect. Eagles defense is lights out. So
At the as we get the draft over with, Scott's gonna do a quick rundown and just grade the teams. Scott's grades. So let's look forward to that on the YouTube show.
I'll say this too: if you hit Matt Ryan, he gets startled, and that's how the Eagles beat him in the playoffs, and feel like that's how they beat him again here.
It's also a rematch of the playoff game too, which
Yeah.
is an intriguing matchup. To be
Well,
honest.
remember last year the first game was Chiefs Patriots, and everybody picked the Patriots. Chiefs whooped their ass. So we'll see how that goes too. So but
Yeah, but as I said, Kareem Hunt really changed that team out. A lot of people didn't know it. I mean, Scott called it. Kareem Hunt exploded.
New year,
on that
new
game.
me. You never know.
Yeah,
I mean, there
that's
might
it.
be somebody on the
Anyways,
Falcons that we don't
We
know.
appreciate you guys watching. Pigskin Dynasty every Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock. We can do our show. We're going to do a little matchup preview on Monday nights about like the Monday night game and the Thursday night game. So please check it out. Flag on the Play on Tuesday. Appreciate it, guys.
For sure. Y'all know it. We're going to do another collab, link up, and whoever wins this fantasy league gets a championship belt
And
and
some
some
merchandise.
merchandise. So it's going to be dope. Y'all make sure y'all keep tuning in. So somebody has to do the Till We Die, so I'm picking you, Matt. So until then, remember, our Duval.
Till we die.
Good job, Matt.
That's good, man. I try to
Bud
do
does
it.
it better.
I know.
Bud doesn't
He
matter.
has a good voice for
But
it.
Bud's black. So.
That's what I do. Till we die.
Yeah, but till we die. Bud got the swag with it. That's why.
No, we're wrapping up. I'm sorry if we're holding up on you, Coleman. I don't know if you have any plans or anything. Okay.
Yeah, my phone was starting to die and
Yeah.
whatever. But I'm pretty sure everybody just switched over to the YouTube. What up, YouTube?
What's up?
Y'all can't see me. I wish y'all knew how sexy I was right
I know,
now.
man, he has a radio voice. You really got to look at me and Scott. We're kind of like the
I wish I had a radio voice. I have a podcast voice that y'all are forced to listen to. I feel like this was fun.
All right,
though.
Scott, let's recap this last couple picks. Scott, what do you think? I do like the Mike Wallace, Mike Williams pick.
I'm on the clock.
Mike
Scott's
Williams
on the
was
clock.
balling for the Chargers, by the way, in
Yeah.
preseason.
So, by the way, the two play I really wanted Isaiah Crowell and or Phillip Rivers to make its way back. It didn't happen. Now I'm contemplating whether I even take a second quarterback.
So are you contemplating taking a second quarterback now because you're unsure about Andrew Luck?
Like, I know Andrew Luck's playing week 1. It's just a matter of he doesn't look great in the preseason, and there is a little bit of rust to knock off. Plus, I mean, he spent a year away from football, so there's going to be a little bit of a transition period. So I'm trying to determine whether or not I want those points during the transition period, or if I want to take it a different direction. There are two position players that are available that I honestly feel like I should be taking on both.
Who are they?
Chris Thompson and
I
Duke
agree.
Johnson.
That's the two details I'm looking at too. Because look, the only thing I'm worried about Chris Thompson, as I said, I don't know if he comes back until November. But Duke Johnson, I think has tremendous value.
Duke Johnson falls into that Chubb, Crowell, not Crowell, I'm sorry, Chubb, Carlos Hyde,
Yeah, but
three-headed monster.
He's the pass catching back.
He can play.
You can.
But that's the thing about that Brown situation. All three of those
Well,
guys can play.
also-
Somebody has to be the odd man out.
Duke Johnson, I mean, they paid him a bunch of money in the offseason.
Yeah.
They gave him a new contract. They paid him to come in and play. So,
Two-back systems work. Three-back systems never work. So if you're betting on Duke Johnson being the guy, then that means either Nick Chubb or Carlos Hyde are going to be the odd man out. I think.
I think Chubb's out.
You think so? I think his talent is too.
It's
extreme.
too great, but I mean, you're going to play Duke Johnson. He was running back 13 last year. Running back 13 overall last year.
Yeah. I like Duke Johnson. I looked at him a few rounds and thought about getting him, but I'm just so afraid of that little three-headed monster they got. By the way, if anybody watched Hard Knocks, you can watch Hard Knocks and tell right there why Cleveland is a horrible organization.
Yep.
It is a complete.
Hugh Jackson is weird, man.
Man, Hugh Jackson is just a little soft dude or whatever. It's cool. I don't think Hugh's the problem. I think it's the organization as a whole. And then as far as the type of coach Hugh Jackson is, bringing in Todd Haley and Greg Williams, two of the biggest personalities as coordinators. I feel like that was a little much.
Oh, he took my player.
Oh, you took O.J. Howard?
Yeah. Because I'm looking at my team now, right? This is my last position round before I do a kicker and defense,
Yeah.
right? My only exceptional Jordan Reed does get injured, right? So I'm gonna need some sort of. Now the norm is get Vernon Davis, right? But I'm uneasy. I want to get a starting. So O.J. Howard's my guy. So at this point, I'm gonna get a tight end, right? So I have Eric Ebron who looks good with Andrew Luck. But we'll see how. I'm always have this unfeeling thing with Eric Ebron. Charles Clay is still. He's there with. But I don't like that offensive line in the quarterback situation, so I'm going to settle with Eric Ebron as my tight end 2 just in case Jordan Reed gets injured. So Eric Ebron's going to be my last guy before I go kickers and defense.
Nice pick.
You need to hook
Oh, no, actually, just
I was like,
I don't want to put it.
I like Eric Ebron when he was in Detroit, but I feel like they underutilized him.
Uh-oh, Scott's giving me another sticker.
Not you.
Total steal,
James White.
Yeah,
Awesome pick.
I don't know how Scott just gets a championship right next to him.
Yeah.
So biased. That is. I want to know O.J. Howard so bad.
Yeah, O.J. Howard's a good pick. I like.
Worst pick? Explain.
1, 2, 3, 4 tight ends.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh yeah, too many tight ends.
I gave him it on his. I even like Ben Watson, but that's his 3rd tight end and now 4th tight end. It's crazy drafting that many tight ends. You can only play 2.
He has to be going with people that he knows. So right here, I'm going with the Los Angeles Rams defense.
You
They already got picked.
Oh, I picked the Chargers.
And it's still good defense, dude.
It's a good defense. I wanted to go with the Rams.
Derwin James is a stud.
Yeah, I wanted to go with the Rams. But regardless, I feel like I need to get my defense right now.
I do want to point out that we do have an IR spot, so as I said, instead of having a round 16, we have an IR spot. So if a player gets injured like 2 weeks, you can put him in the IR spot and hold someone else. You know, so
Yeah.
You're going to allow out players to go on IR?
Just one, yeah. Just one IR spot.
White player. What white player?
Dude, does
He's
he
12 rounds in and he's got it.
Oh man.
He's got two more positions to take, and then a defense. So unless he drafts a backup kicker, which would probably be the easiest way to get it done, or a backup quarterback.
Vance McDonald or something. Tight ends. Mike Gesicki.
There's so many white players.
Austin Hooper.
He's even got 3 tight ends.
I didn't even think he would be able to pull this off.
I know, man.
The fact that he pulled it off.
He just got cut too.
Who?
Nick O'Leary.
Oh, God.
Nick O'Leary got cut.
Yeah.
Charles Clay's on that team, man.
I don't even have a sticker for that one.
I can't believe Nick O'Leary got cut.
I can't believe Dan Bailey got cut. I'm still sour about that.
Not a lot of surprise cuts this year, like normal. Usually it's a ton.
I thought for sure Brandon Marsh was going to get cut. I
Really?
thought for sure, yeah.
No. Too good of a player.
Doesn't mean anything.
Dang, I didn't.
They paid Tyler Lockett.
Yeah.
You know, they Doug Baldwin's there.
Man, Brandon Marshall is the most complete receiver that Russell Wilson's ever had.
I disagree.
Watch that dude take off.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? I mean, he's old, but
He's
dude,
touchdown upside, that's it.
he's
Touchdown
old,
upside.
but dude, like
That doesn't mean anything in PPR. I'd rather have a player that catches 6-7 patches for 100 yards and not get touchdowns than a person that gets 1 or 2 catches for a touchdown.
Russell Wilson is a
Okay, we're going to revisit this later. Okay?
Yeah, I was say Russell Wilson is a guy who I feel like Russell Wilson's never had a true #1 wide receiver. And Brandon Marshall's old.
Doug Baldwin has been 100 catches every last 2 years.
Doug Baldwin's.
Why do people?
I don't know. I don't know
all
because
the time?
I really don't feel like Doug Baldwin's a true #1. Yeah, he's an okay dude.
He is not a
Doug Baldwin is Dante Moncrief to me. They're the same dude.
But performs.
Yeah, I mean, I just see Doug
Baldwin
Baldwin
got double-digit touchdowns last year and over 1,000 yards and like 80 catches. That's like, he was a wide receiver like top 10.
But
He's not like a true #1, but he's the #1 with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, it works with him.
yeah, and see that's my thing.
Yeah, you can't take him to another team. I agree, but you cannot argue with the thing. Dante Moncrief has been to multiple. This would be a second team, and he hasn't done anything.
Dante Moncrief is.
Andrew Luck was injured, so I gotta give you credit for that.
Yeah, I'm about
So,
to say
I mean,
Dante Moncrief. When
I would
Andrew
love
Luck
to.
is
I would love
decent.
to see him play when a healthy Andrew Luck.
Yeah, and Dante Moncrief when Andrew Luck is decent. I just.
All right, you're next. So this is the second to last round. So Hater Bears.
I'm definitely not picking a kicker here
Yeah.
because kickers can kick it. Everybody's dude. Kickers are a dime a dozen. Everybody's telling me quarterback is what this thing is telling me right here, but I don't like that.
That's based on best available player, based on ADP.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
So I have a ton of running backs, and I have 2 tight ends, I think. So I'm gonna go with tight end again. Let's see. You know what? Charles Clay.
I like Charles Clay.
I'm gonna go with Charles Clay here.
You're gonna throw the ball to someone, right? Sean McCoy, Kelvin Benjamin, Charles Clay.
Yo, I forgot Jake Butt was in the league. I just
Remember,
seen Jake Butt.
guys, Antonio Gates did sign with Chargers today. He's playing.
I don't care.
I know.
He's like 177 years old. Although
So Jones has picked Javon Bernard, which is not a bad pick if Joe Mixon gets injured. That being said, I am doing defense is really can't go wrong with it. Pittsburgh defense does play Cleveland #1, and I know how their offense is, so I'm gonna try Pittsburgh's defense. Then I can just drop them. I can stream that defense. I was
gonna say I can stream a defense. I like the Rams defense. That's why I was trying to get them, but I messed that up. But it's fine. It's fine. Chargers are a really good defense. Gus Bradley's gonna have those boys in ship shape. I like Derwin James.
Derwin James is a good.
I like him a lot. So Steelers defense, I mean, they've been drafted in every fantasy draft since the beginning of time. No matter what year it is.
Greg Zerline. This pretty much would be all
Is
quick.
that Legatron?
If everyone's drafting, it'll be tight ends. It'll be strictly tight ends here.
Dude, I am not a fan of.
Defense. I'm sorry, defense.
How long is Hayden Hurst out for Baltimore?
I think he broke his foot.
Fractured or something like that. Damn, that would have been a good pick.
I know that was a reach for them.
Well, how many tight ends do you want?
No. I'm saying for anybody, that would have been a good pick. I felt like he was gonna do well, but yeah, no, I wouldn't draft. I'm done on tight ends. I'm good at this point. I got Charles Clay, I got Njoku, and I got Travis Kelce. Overall, I would say this was a success, and it was also kind of super funny.
I thought we had a good time so far. I know we're wrapping up. I know it's been 2 hours, guys. But
I mean, it's a show.
But I think we had good content, and I said we'll wrap it up with Scott's quick overview of the draft board, who he thinks going to win. He's probably going to favor himself, of course, but I want an unbiased opinion, Scott. Oh, he's going to put another sticker on himself. Watch. One thing that Scott does, Scott has a lot of his plays on his Dynasty League, so I feel like he's going to have to worry about.
I mean, only the first 3 rounds. After that,
I'm still shocked he
Andrew
picked.
Luck.
I'm still shocked he picked Josh Gordon. I'm still shocked. I'm not shocked I picked Sammy Watkins.
I didn't love it, but I didn't love what I seen out of Sammy Watkins in the preseason. So I think this might be a 2019 when he finally does something. Everything with Pat Mahomes is to Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, that's true. I know.
And then when he tried throwing to Sammy Watkins, it was incomplete. He couldn't complete passes to Sammy. I don't get it.
Sammy Watkins is a little bit overrated as a player in general, to be honest with you.
I think it's with Tyreek Hill. He's so fast it's impossible to overthrow him. He can just launch the ball.
Yeah, he had Sammy wide open running down the field for a touchdown and overthrew it.
That's an interesting team in general because they're very speed oriented. Hunt, Hill, Sammy Watkins, Travis Kelce's even a fast tight end. And then Mahomes is a fast quarterback. So that's just a quick little team.
How are you going to say wanted him on your player? Oh, I wanted him. That's right. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I wanted him.
Why do you put wanted when he's on your team?
So I almost took him here, and then I was able to get them both here.
That doesn't make sense. You're going to put want.
Hey, I got a lot of stickers
Scott,
that
it's
I
your
didn't
turn.
use. I know it's my turn. Now I'm trying to determine whether or not I want to go kicker defense or if I want to just pick players.
Yeah, and streaming.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stream a kicker because looking at these kickers, there's nobody on here that's like, oh my God, this guy makes a lot of, maybe Crosby. But
no, you try to pick a kicker that's been on an offense that moves the ball. So the Saints move the ball. Will Lutz is available. Chris Boswell, the Steelers move the ball. Harris Buckner. It seems like Kansas City always moves the ball, but they don't move the ball into the end zone. They get to that field goal range and he gets like a lot of field goals. But really, you're not going to lose your league off a kicker.
A kicker, right.
Okay? But you can win games off a kicker. You're not going to lose games off a kicker.
I tell you what, as a Jags fan, nobody picked Jason Myers. You're going to be in trouble. Can't believe he actually made the team with the Jets as the kicker. Like, that's beyond belief, actually. Jason Myers is awful. But I did watch the last preseason game they had. He made like a 58-yarder or something like that, right down the middle.
This is only because they play the one.
Play the Ravens. Is it home or away?
Dude, they're going to thrash the Bills. Bills are awful.
Watch the Bills be the dog horse team. They come out of nowhere.
You think so?
No, I mean I don't. I think they're gonna be trash.
I was about to say they're horrible, bro. Like they did make the.
Watch Josh Allen be like this amazing quarterback.
They made the playoffs last year. You think they're gonna go with Peterman?
No, I think they go Allen. Absolutely go Allen.
I think they go Peterman.
Really?
I'm telling you.
Really? Okay. I'll be shocked if it's not Allen. I'll be shocked.
Peterman's horrible.
I
So if
wanted
it
to
is
go
Peterman, give me 1 week.
What?
Give me 1 week. And
you
then,
wanted Will Lutz too, right?
No.
Oh. You're drafting now too.
What can't you say?
Why can't you say, man? Oh, okay.
Peterman's awful.
I remember that one. I remember when he filled in for Tyrod. He threw like 3 picks.
Peterman's awful. I like the kid because he's from Jacksonville. I ain't no hater.
Let's see what stickers.
But he's just not a good player. And Buffalo, if they're going to start Peterman, that's fine. I know it ain't McCarron. I can tell you that.
He got traded.
Yeah. That's why I keep saying I know it ain't McCarron. So that's fine. But I
felt bad for McCarron. Like, I thought he was his best chance to actually start.
He thought.
And then,
but you have to actually back that up.
He was playing relatively well and he got injured. That's the problem. He got his entirely broken collarbone, but it wasn't broken. But that really just derailed him.
I mean, if he was real adamant that he could be a starting quarterback in this league.
No, he said he was like Tom Brady. Him and Tom Brady were like the same. No.
He had his opportunity because when he came into Buffalo, all 3 of those quarterbacks had a clean slate, and he didn't win. You couldn't beat out Nate Peterman and a rookie quarterback. You ain't good. So, yeah, he's lucky he got traded. He was going to get cut otherwise. So, there you go. Peterman, I hope he improves. I watched him in the preseason. Everybody's like, oh, it's so impressive or whatever. But, yeah, we'll see. I'm with you. I would go Allen just because you're going to end up playing Allen anyways. Peterman's a lame duck quarterback at that point. So,
well,
the first opportunity they have, they're going to get rid of him.
We'll see. So they pick Chicago's defense next. They pick LeGarrette Blount. Okay. I mean, King Panther, that's pretty good.
I think LeGarrette Blount is going to take over as the number 1 running back.
I almost took Chicago, but they play Green Bay week 1.
Yeah, that's not going to work out.
You know, watch him. He's probably going to pick another tight end.
If the tight end is the player that he knows. Oh, you know what? He might be on auto draft.
Kenny Galladay. Okay, that's a pretty good pick. I'm picking this kicker. Boom, Chris Boswell. My team is complete.
How you feel about your team, Matt?
I feel very confident. I think I have a really good shot of winning this league. But I want to see what the Fantasy Leprechaun says. Let's wait for the reviews.
I think the winner of this league is going to be, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
No,
I feel like the pick of Blake Bortles and combination of TJ Yeldon is going to be
I'm just looking at my team, right? So I got a pretty good receiver core. My running backs are great, especially when Mark Ingram comes back. So I think I'm definitely a contending team. But we'll see. Let's wait till the draft.
All I want to know is who's hosting this party because they left no food for anybody. I'm starving. I haven't eaten anything all day.
I know, Scott. Who's hosting?
What a terrible host.
What a terrible
I just
host.
want to point out that I have really cool R2D2 socks on right now.
That's true.
And they're really great. Thank you, Caitlin, my amazing girlfriend, for getting these for me.
Akil, you know I'm always down to trade.
I want to point out as well that every Southern get-together should have Publix chicken. I just want to point that out.
I know. Scott, I mean, come on, man. But then again, we went to your place. We got you guys gifts, and you guys didn't give us gifts.
We are the Broke Podcast.
So RG3 is the backup quarterback to Joe Flacco, not Lamar Jackson. Just official.
Not surprised. Lamar Jackson did not look good at all in the preseason. I actually think he's a bust. And
you can't say he's a bust when he just got drafted.
I think he will be. That's what I'm saying. Like I think
he will be.
Yeah, he'll be a bust. He doesn't look like a bust right now, but I mean, come on, like, I don't know. I just don't see it. When I watched him, he looked like a deer in headlights out there. So it's just really hard to come from that particular scheme in college and then move over to the pros and have a lustrous career or whatever. Plus, RG3 looked too damn good.
Alex Smith is the quarterback for Hater Bears. Let's make this pick.
Hater Bears.
Pick your kicker.
Yeah, pick my kicker.
I mean, you can't really go wrong with any of those kickers.
True, especially considering that. I'm either gonna go Crosby or Graham Gano here. Who do week 1 Green Bay plays the Bears?
But
who do the Panthers play week 1?
Hey, Dan Bailey's a good kicker.
Mason Crosby plays on a better offense. Go with Mason Crosby.
I know. Panthers are.
You're not gonna lose off your kicker.
No, that's true. But I'm just gonna switch kickers every week.
Hey, I lost the fantasy championship because of my kicker. Greg Zerline went on the IR for the fantasy championship game, and I played your boy Lambo. Totally screwed me. I was used to getting like 16 points a week at kicker. Go down to 6.
Lambo, is the best kicker in the league. The only thing is Jags don't kick a lot of field goals. I'm telling you, he never misses, bro. He missed one kick.
I've seen him miss in the preseason already.
Yeah, I know. It's preseason. He missed one kick last year, though. One. And he was on the team since like week 5? Week 4 or something like that.
All right, so the white team is now on the clock. And he legitimately, 14 rounds in, all white
guys.
players.
So proud of you, Scott. I've never been prouder.
No.
Aaron Hernandez.
His kicker should be a black kicker. Just
That's what I had.
He's already got
Draft a
Justin
black
Tucker.
kicker. Oh, okay.
Well,
You
does he
can't.
need a defense? Does he have a defense?
Yeah,
don't
draft
have
a
a
white
defense.
defense, man.
There has to be at least one white player in your defense.
Pick the whitest defense you
New
can
England.
The Panthers.
The Panthers.
Luke Kuechly.
Luke Kuechly. That's right. He's the captain of that thing. You pick him.
Panthers, Scott. Panthers. New England.
New England.
Okay,
That's
fine.
white enough.
That's fine.
There you
They
go.
don't get whiter than that.
Ronald Jones. And you know, this ain't a bad place to take Ronald Jones.
You know, if he's
As much as I hate him, I mean,
gonna take
second
Ronald
round
Jones,
pick.
why not, right? Last pick.
Let's see
anything-
let's see who Bud, the last Jaguar that Bud takes right here. I want to my thing for this season. I just want to see if Bud wins a game.
He probably will.
I feel like it's an uphill climb for him to win a game.
There's always players that don't perform and they get injured like the first play.
Yeah, he has Melvin Gordon though, so
No, he's probably gonna trade that.
you got to trade him, bro. You got to be consistent, bud. You got to trade Melvin Gordon.
Oh, you traded with him and get another player with it.
And every game, only Jag I have is Fournette.
Yeah, trade him for that, and you get Melvin Gordon and maybe I don't know.
I like Fournette a lot.
Yeah, you really can't
Yeah, I like
trade
Fournette a
anyone.
lot.
He has all Jags. There's no
Jags,
good
yeah.
Jags on there.
You have to find somebody else who has a Jag that he can trade for.
Mhm.
Or you can drop him and pick up another Jag wide receiver. There's plenty of those.
All right, come on, bud. He must be auto drafting.
He probably is. He probably eating a sandwich or something.
We'll see you next time I go on your show, bud. I'm gonna take my you forever, man. You know, treat us like this. I gave you a flag, and I gave you a mug.
Those flags are legit. We throw them into the camera every
I
time.
know,
we do
isn't
the
that
thing.
awesome?
It's pretty,
Sweet,
it's pretty
man.
legit.
How come? Give me a pig.
We got to get you like a pig. We got to get you guys a pig to put up here that looks like a football.
Yeah.
I'm fine that. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Amazon has it or something.
They got everything.
Yeah, Amazon does
Jeff
have
Bezos,
everything.
you genius.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're the greatest company of all time, but they
I know
definitely
they're
are the
the greatest
richest.
They deliver on Sundays.
Yeah, that's true.
What really set them apart is they started doing that free 2-day shipping
For Prime members, yeah.
members. And to me, that's what did it.
All right, into the mixing bowl.
Jeff.
I see what he did there. He went with
He
Jeff
got himself a
Driscoll
Gator.
because he's a Gator. I'm proud of you, bud.
So there's a Jeff Driscoll sticker in here,
Now,
but we got a Johnny Manziel sticker in here.
that's crazy.
Nice. Crazy.
A Johnny Manziel sticker, but no Jeff Driscoll sticker. How dare them?
All right, Scott. While you're doing the last pick, why don't you just go over the teams and your thoughts on the teams? Who you think's gonna obviously when you obviously know you think you're gonna win, but
Oh yeah.
let's go off the grades. Give me grades of each team.
Pick number 1, championship team, A+, completely nailed everything.
This
top
is
to bottom
Scott's
there.
team, by
This
the
is
way.
Scott's team,
everybody.
by the way, guys. Very biased.
The one position, running back 2, gonna be weak at running back 2, so hopefully that team can hit on one of his later guys that he was taking there. Team number 2, we got Zeke. I mean, this is a running back heavy team.
That's Matt's team, right?
No.
No, this is
Oh,
Coleman.
that's a big sexy.
Yep.
Sexy.
So, I mean, Zeke, Keenan Allen, AJ Green, that's a great way to start your team off. Then he's got plenty of options there at running back 2. Robbie Anderson's his third receiver. He's a little bit underrated. He always seems to put up points, but he doesn't get the love there. Jared Goff at quarterback, Jared Cook at tight end. You're not going to lose anything with Goff, but I don't love Cook. And then you got Cobb, Mike Williams. Mike Williams, a high upside guy. Josh Doxson, a high upside guy. For an auto draft team, I'm surprised you don't have 2 kickers and 2 defenses. Did you set anybody in your queue there, or you just
Yeah, I just kind of
went through,
quickly and
set your queue up a little bit? Okay. So, I mean, given the circumstances of it being auto drafted, you got a team that you can contend with, especially with all your running backs there. You could probably find a way to trade one of them to shore up your receiver position a little bit. unless Cobb, Doxson, and Mike Williams wind up hitting for you. So overall, given the circumstances, probably give you a B, maybe B plus, because I really like your first 3 rounds, and that's where that's what really wins you, sets you up. So if you could just hit on the later stuff there. Third position, David Johnson, Dalvin Cook, Stephon Diggs, Drake, Golden Tate. I mean, those 5 picks, those are great picks there. So looking at the back half of the draft, you got Cooper Kupp, Jamal Williams, is that Jamison Crowder? It's a little bit underrated pick too. I don't love what he did late in the draft, but early in the draft really is going to set him apart. So he's probably somewhere in that B plus range, B minus. So we'll just split the difference and give it a B as well. Fourth team, this was Tank's team, right?
No. Tank's the 5th team.
Oh, he has the 5th team. Okay.
Akil
had the 4th team. So we got Lev Bell, Devontae Adams, who I said will lead the league in receiving touchdowns this year. Zach Ertz, I don't love the Zach Ertz picks, but that's a bias on my end.
I love Zach Ertz, Akil.
But he comes back. I love Lamar Miller. Chris Hogan in the 5th round ain't a bad pick. Emmanuel Sanders, another player I'm all in on. So that's a great pick there. I don't love Tariq Cohen. Kyle Rudolph. See, I would rather have him pick, let's see which way. 1, 2, 3. So I would rather have him pick Jordan Howard, Larry Fitzgerald, T.Y. Hilton instead of Zach Ertz, and then have Kyle Rudolph as his number 1 tight end. I think that would have been the best way to build this team, but that's not the way it went. Then you go Ben Roethlisberger, Nelson Aguilar, DJ Moore, James White. I think it's a steal there in the 13th round, especially Rex Burkhead coming off injury if Sony Michel doesn't quite hit. So overall, there's no more tape. So overall, I'll give this team probably a B minus. I like the early parts. I don't love the Zach Ertz, and towards the late, I don't love it either. Now we go to Tank's team: Antonio Brown, Devonta Freeman, Aaron
Good
Rodgers.
first 5 picks.
Yeah, LaShawn McCoy, Jimmy Graham. I mean, he really nailed the first 5 picks. If Marshawn Lynch was able to play like he was doing in Seattle, he really set his team up great in the first 6 picks. Marquise Goodwin has tons of upside. I think he's number 1 there in San Francisco. Allen Hurts, he could be the number 1 in Dallas, and Devin Funchess also could be the number 1 with Carolina. And he was really coming on towards the middle to end of last season. Then he takes his 2nd and 3rd tight end there with George Kittle and Watson, and then he gets O.J. Howard as his 4th tight end. You can only play 2 tight ends, so I don't like the 4 tight ends, and we shorten the bench, so we only have 5 bench spots, so I don't like that. Kenny Galladay, that's a good flyer there in the 15th pick. So ultimately, because of tight ends, I'm going to be a little critical of that. I'll probably give this a B minus. If those got swapped out, he could have been in the A.
B minus not bad, Tank, for somebody who's never drafted before.
Number 6, unfortunately, I really like this draft. So you got DeAndre Hopkins, Michael Thomas. They'll start your team off there. Then you did Jordan Howard, Allen Robinson, Russell Wilson in the 5th. He was quarterback 1 last year. So that's pretty good value for going quarterback early, which is something you're not a proponent of.
I'm not a proponent of, but he was there.
Mark Ingram, awesome pick. Peyton Barber, I think you went a little early on him, but you kind of had to because of the Mark Ingram as your running back too. Sammy Watkins, tons of upside. Jordan Reed, I mean, he could be a tight end, a top 3 tight end if he's right. I mean, that's a big if, but you're able to get Eric Ebron to back him up, who I'm also higher on than most people. I think he's a tight end to own in Indianapolis, not Jack Doyle. Sterling Shepard, another great pick. I mean, I just keep saying great pick, keep gushing about your team. James Conner, he's the number 1 handcuff in my opinion to own, just because Le'Veon Bell, he still is not there participating with the team. He hasn't. Typically, players hold out like this. They don't come back. They get injured a lot of times. He was able to do it last year and be successful with it. We'll see what happens. Matt Breida is a great flyer too, so I'm going to have to give you an A on this draft.
Yeah, and Scott saying that to my team is probably really hard for him to say.
Yeah, and then Team 7, you got Julio, Tyreek. Way early on Tyreek, in my opinion. I really thought he's closer to a 4th round pick instead of a 2nd round pick, but I do really like Tyreek Hill for this year. Drew Brees, while he is an elite quarterback, I think he moved quite up picking him, especially since they're moving more towards that running the ball play defense. So a little bit of an early pick on Drew Brees there. I'm going to dock him for that. Jarvis Landry in the 4th is a solid pick, but he still doesn't have any running backs, which is concerning. And then he goes Jaguars defense in the 5th, which might be the worst pick in this entire draft. See, there's plenty of other competition for that one. No offense to the Jaguars defense. I mean, just the 5th round, you don't have any running backs, and we're going to pick the defense. It's not a good fantasy move there. Carlos Hyde as your number 1 running back. And then you got Delaney Walker coming in tight end. That's a good pick in the 7th round of Delaney Walker. But then Jerick McKinnon, I got a sticker on there. First guy waived, torn ACL. He probably just wasn't aware of the news that he broke yesterday afternoon. So Latavius Murray now is his effective running back 2. He also has C.J. Anderson and Giovanni Bernard. I think is a great pick. He's gonna be able to play on a weekly basis, as well as he has the upside if Joe Mixon goes down. Keelan Cole, I think he's probably the best Jaguars receiver to own. Anthony, you got any?
I would say, fantasy wise, these first few weeks, I would say because I've heard a lot of stuff about Keelan Cole's their guy.
Right, and he's I heard a lot about him being the best, looks the best in camp.
Right, and he didn't do anything in preseason, but I think they were hiding him. I think the Jags hit a lot of.
Me and Scott said this on previous episodes that Keelan Cole is the guy to with Marquise Lee being out.
So on this draft, the receivers are there, but I don't know what he's going to be doing at running back unless an injury were to occur. So I'm going to have to give him a C, and
that's nice.
Yeah, that's being a little generous, I think.
Not getting a running back to really late right there is kind of silly.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
And I don't mind going 0 running back. It's just you got to hit a bunch of running backs that are 0 running backs, and I don't feel like he did that. This is your team, right?
Yeah.
Leonard Fournette. You know, that's your guy in the 1st round. He wasn't going to be there in the 2nd round for you.
Great, man.
It goes typically places where Alvin Kamara goes, so you're about 2 or 3 picks early. But if you're getting your guy, I'm not going to dock you for that.
Yeah, I like Fournette.
And this type of league, get your favorite player on your favorite team.
Yeah,
go for it.
That's a nice pick. You went a little early on Travis Kelce, but I'm a believer. I also took Gronk. I'm a believer if you get one of the elite tight ends in the 2nd or 3rd round, the difference between the elite tight end versus the rest of the league, if you're
huge, yeah.
Right, it gives you an advantage on the rest of the league. Larry Fitzgerald's your wide receiver 1. I mean, he's there. He was a wide receiver 3 overall last year. He's always there, PPR especially. You know, you're going to get your points. He's solid for you. Amari Cooper, he's going to be the wide receiver 1. They just traded away Martavis Bryant. Michael Crabtree's cut. His only competition there for targets is Jordy Nelson. So he's going to get his targets. He's going to get enough work to be viable. Cam Newton in the 5th round, another guy. I mean, he can win weeks for you at quarterback position. There's not a whole lot of guys that can do that. Cam Newton can do that, so that's a solid pick. Chris Carson as your number 2 running back. I would have liked to have seen you get Chris Carson and then back him up with Rashad Penny a little bit later in the draft.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I would have against Chris Carson there. But I do think, especially early in the season, Chris Carson will be at least week 1, the workhorse, and we'll see how it progresses from there. But that's a little bit rich for me, but it's a pretty solid pick, especially early in the season. Robert Woods, wide receiver 3. He's one of the more underrated players, especially when you look at what he was able to do last year. So he's one of the more underrated players there. Yeah. Might just put a championship sticker on his team.
Yeah,
it's a good roster. You're absolutely one of the top contenders here. So you're good to go there. Adrian Peterson, I put the him again sticker just because he's still relevant. He's still
still in the league.
I still think he's going to be the workhorse, the bulk of the carry guy there. I think Chris Thompson probably has. He's scoring like 30 points a game, 20 points a game last year for Chris Thompson. So I do think there's a little bit of a limitation upside-wise with Adrian Peterson, but he's going to have his weeks where he gets fed and he gets points. Pierre Garçon's a nice, one of the, kind of like Robert Woods, one of them underrated picks. So that's a nice pick there. David Njoku, I was really hoping he'd fall here, and I was going to take him there. So I think that was an excellent pick. Tons of upside there with David Njoku.
I do like David Njoku a lot.
Yeah, me too.
He is flex consideration for you, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And Tyrod likes the tight ends, and that is their number 1 tight end. He's going to get a lot of targets.
And Aaron Jones, if he didn't have that first suspension, he's going probably 5 rounds earlier.
And I said before, I think Aaron Jones is the fantasy running back to own.
And he could win this. I think Jamal Williams, since he's going to have that extra week, I think he has the first opportunity to win that job. But Aaron Jones has
interesting stat of Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones has 90% of his rushes were 10+. So
yeah.
Jamal Williams that could be a huge pick for you if it plays out the right way. Calvin Benjamin, he's gonna be a target hog in that offense. So getting him in 13th round,
someone.
You'll be able to play him, as a bye week fill-in.
Right.
He'll be a great play for you. Chargers defense I'm really high on this year, so I think you nail the defense. Charles Clay. He's going to get work too, so that's a good pick. and then Mason Crosby, kicker, whatever. So all in all, I mean, I think you're B plus, A minus. I'll probably go B plus, but I mean that's a good draft. You're gonna be one of the contending teams.
I was gonna say my goal is to be in the Final Four.
Right now,
you will be in the Final Four.
With this next draft, I'm gonna have to give him an A plus.
Yeah,
for what
I agree.
He did, just drafting only white players, he put together a solid team. With Christian McCaffrey, Rex Burkhead, he only has 2 running backs.
Well,
so that's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
But he did Adam Thielen, Jordy Nelson, Julian Edelman, Danny Amendola, Cole Beasley at receiver. He has way too many tight ends with Greg Olsen, Tyler Eifert, Cameron Brate. Couple
because white people only play tight end.
Patriots defense, Justin Tucker.
Pretty much just yeah.
So all in all together, D plus.
Okay.
D plus. I really don't like that he only has 2 running backs.
Sticking to your theme of only drafting white players, though.
Pretty good.
A plus.
Team number 10, Scott. Team number 10.
Team number 10.
Total steal with Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
Total steal, getting Alvin Kamara 10th overall. A lot of people, a lot of analysts, experts, they say Alvin Kamara is the #1 player in fantasy.
Well,
I don't see it.
I don't see it either, just because of Ingram there. But Kamara at 10 overall, that's a great pick. Then the pair him with Kareem Hunt.
Nice.
Yep, and then
running backs are studs.
And then 3 receivers: T.Y. Hilton, Juju Smith, Demaryius Thomas.
Even though you said it was a bust.
Even though I say Demaryius Thomas is a bust, he's still going to get targets. He's still going to be a relevant player. As a Broncos fan, I think Emmanuel Sanders will actually do more fantasy points than him. Then Deion Lewis as your number 3, Isaiah Crowell as your number 4, and Ronald Jones. I mean, Ronald Jones has tons of upside as the 15th overall pick. Matthew Stafford, your quarterback, Evan Ingram at tight end, Vikings defense, Steven Gostkowski, so you locked those 2 down. So depth isn't quite there, but you were auto-drafted. However, this is still a really good team. It's going to be a strong team, a championship contending team. I'll give it a B+.
And number 11, just all Jags, just quickly go over that one.
Yeah, you got literally every Jaguar except Leonard Fournette, which is the first Jaguar you want to own. And then you add Melvin Gordon, F.
I think that's,
there's no other way.
I think that's a compliment. I think that's too high. It should be like a Z.
Yeah.
Like what's in kindergarten? Like the lowest is like
E.
E.
Yeah.
E gets an E.
Yeah. E for effort.
Yeah.
All right, last team, which is Josh.
Awful. This is the Fantasy Ogres team. It's a really good team. Saquon Barkley, Odell Beckham, get the 2 Giants paired together. So that probably limits a little bit of the upside. However, I do think the offense is good enough to support them week-to-week basis. Joe Mixon, one of my guys. Doug Baldwin, one of your guys. It's a great way to come back to start your team off. Deshaun Watson at quarterback. Royce Freeman, that might be a longer hold than we anticipated before he starts doing anything. Trey Burton, I think, is a sleeper at the tight end position, given that all the tight ends went ahead of him. I think he has tremendous upside in the offense. Michael Crabtree is a very unsexy name. Alshon Jeffrey, also unsexy, but they both put up numbers. Carson Wentz, I mean, he could have the top 2, or the second and third best quarterback outside of Aaron Rodgers. On his own team with Deshaun Watson and Carson Wentz. It kind of secures them both because they were both injured with ACLs last year, so it kind of secures them both.
Yeah, I mean, true, but I am hesitant. Like, why he gets Deshaun Watson ACL and Carson Wentz ACL. You know, if you're gonna back up one of your ACL quarterbacks, might as well go with a quarterback that is, coming off.
There's definitely a risk level associated with it, but there's also tons of upside associated with it.
Well, at least Watson, we know, is going to play the first 2 weeks.
We know Watson will play for sure. Yeah.
And then Will Fuller, I think Will Fuller is a tremendous pick, especially where was he at 11th round.
Texas like him. They cut freaking Braxton Miller.
Yeah, Braxton Miller.
So they like him a lot.
And one thing about Will Fuller, touchdown
machine.
First
round too.
Yeah.
He seems like a touchdown machine.
Yeah, it's just a matter of if he could stay healthy. I suppose I could put this sticker on here. Always injured.
Yeah.
Bilal Powell as his running back 4, and he's been running as the number 1 there. Mm-hmm. So that's a pretty solid pick in the 12th round to shore it up. Saints defense, Cam Meredith. He's got this thing with Cam Meredith. I don't know about this because the preseason didn't show well for Cam Meredith.
He had to play the 4th preseason game, which is
right. So he made the team. He's there. If you're on the field with Drew Brees and the Saints offense, a lot of times you can put up points. I think Ted Ginn probably would have been a better pick if he wanted to go Saints.
Yeah, I would have definitely went Ted Ginn over Meredith.
And then he took a random kicker in the first round. I don't know. But anyways, I gotta give this team an A or an A minus. I'll probably give it an A just because I really like a lot of his picks early in the middle rounds of the draft. Right. So we'll go with an A. So I gave you and him an A. Mm-hmm. I'm biased and gave myself an A plus. Matt, why don't you go ahead and rank my team?
Okay, so I'm gonna give this team. Todd Gurley, can't go wrong with that. He's a consensus #1 pick. He had a tremendous season last year. Does he keep that same value or does he regress? Does that touchdown go down a little bit? He had like 19 total touchdowns last year. Does that go down any further? Don't know.
No, I do think he's in for a little bit.
Like if he gets 15 touchdowns, that's still great. Rob Gronkowski, if you're gonna reach for a tight end, you might want to get the best tight end. My only concern with Gronkowski, how many games is he gonna get injured? You know he's gonna get injured somewhat. I love Mike Evans. I have him in one of my leagues. Josh Gordon, shocked that he reached for him. But if you're gonna reach for him, this is the time you're gonna reach for him. I love Josh Gordon. I think he has tremendous value. I think he gets 60 catches, 1,000 yards, and 6-7 touchdowns. And being like pretty much Josh Gordon's like the wide receiver 3 because he did complement it with Cooks. So no quarrels against that. Marvin Jones, I don't like Marvin Jones personally, but I mean I can understand with the 7th round, that's fine. Kerryon Johnson, I love Kerryon Johnson. Does he become the starter though? That's all I want to know. There's LeGarrette Blount there. There's a lot of running backs.
He's going to be one. It's a long-term hold. Like, I will hold him throughout the entire season, even if he never
Dynasty. If you're in Dynasty or if you're in a keeper league and basing off the rounds, like keeper leagues is based off the round you get him. Kerryon Johnson could be a top 20 pick next year if he explodes, and if he keep around the 8th round, perfect. Corey Davis. Scott likes Corey Davis a lot. No quarrels about it. I'm the type of person I want to see it happen. Right. He does look good in the preseason. I just want to see it happen. So nothing against that pick. Rashad Penny, I don't like Rashad Penny. He gained weight. I liked Rashad Penny before he got injured and before he gained weight. I want to see how he's used, but the fact that he got in the 10th round, and it's tremendous value. Andrew Luck's a big concern for me. He is a quarterback to own in fantasy probably, but does he stay healthy and does he get the Andrew Luck he was in 2015 when he broke out? Chris Thompson, Duke Johnson, both great picks, both PPR specialists. Scott has a need for a running back too, so I say if Derrick Henry doesn't do anything and David Lewis is still a thorn in his side, you can always switch with Kerryon Johnson or one of the 2 PPR running backs. And Ravens defense kicker, is enough said about that. Ranking Scott's team, I think me and him are very similar in terms of tiers. I've had to rank by tiers. Me and Scott are the number 1 team. I'm not going to say he has a better team than me. I think he has the same grade as me. But I want to be upset against A+ as well. But that's my view on Scott's team. But anyways, that was fun. Yeah. That was fun. We need to do this again. This draft board is great. For everyone that stuck with us through the technical difficulties, we appreciate you. We hope you enjoyed the stream. Thank you for Flag on the Play doing his live stream on Facebook. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for Tank for filling in for Bud. Bud, where you at, bro? Where you at? We'll definitely do another collab with you guys for sure at the end of the season. As I said, on Pigskin Dynasty, we're going to do Sunday night morning shows and do Monday night preview shows and go through the week of the matchups. I know Flag on the Play is doing something similar on Tuesdays on 6 p.m. So check them out on Teal's Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Catch us at 9 a.m. on Sunday mornings and Monday nights as well. Anthony, you want to say anything before you?
Nah, man. Have fun. I think it's going to be really interesting when it comes down to the Final Four because I think it's going to be Matt, Scott, and me, and then whoever else has a really good team. So it'll be bragging rights for sure between the podcasts, the 2
For
podcasts.
sure. In this league, it's set up six teams in the playoffs. So you got the top 2 teams based off of seeding. So right now it'll be me and Scott if I had to project it. Me and Scott will be the top 2 seeds. Then Josh, whatever, man.
That's a very unbiased opinion.
I'm not being unbiased. I'm just basing off my team. Anthony had a good draft. Josh had a good draft. And Q had a great draft. So between you guys, you could be fighting for the
It'll be super interesting to see what it comes down to. Also, I want to see if Bud wins a game.
He won't.
So that'll be super interesting if
anyway,
Bud
guys,
wins a game.
We appreciate the support. Check us out Sundays. Flag on the Play on Tuesdays. Other than that, I have no funny saying like Duval till we die. So I'm going to say peace out. Be sexy.